some delay here. Oh, well, sorry about that delay there. There was a little bit of buffering going on.
Buffering?
Well, I know you need some buffing.
2023, you suffer from buffering.
Yeah, I don't know if this is something that you get in your area, but for this area, it's very much a problem. So anyway, I hope you're all right there, and I hope what I was talking about in relation to Josh has not angered you too much.
Yeah, was he going to come on with the musician? I saw him in the chat say, "Oi, I'll be on in 10 minutes, okay, love?" And then he didn't come on. Now, did you not send him a link?
I think that was just typical cock blocking on his part, where he tries to one-up anyone who comes on, who's at least someone who's not usual.
Oh, he got jealous. He got jealous that you had another musician on.
Well, I actually introduced this guy, Dustin, of the band Wisteria Lodge, as superior to Josh, a Cowside trio, and from Leicester.
Okay, that's a great start.
Well, I also mentioned how Josh was involved in a 20-vehicle pileup, but it was not intentional, so therefore it's not an evil act.
Are there 20 cars in his small town? I thought it was so small there wasn't.
Well, there were 17 people injured, and some of those were pedestrians. And basically, it was every car within his town was on the roads at that point, and then there were 3 people dead.
Oh, it's terrible.
Well, they buried them at sea in Morecambe, so
that's better. Why don't you send Cockhouse a link? See if he'll come on.
I have done, but he's gone offline.
Get the fuck out of here.
He's probably pumping now. I'll just give him a missed call, see if he hears it.
Did you send him a link for the last
video? If he
video?
ignores my missed call,
well, that would be
typical. He just got it, so he's just appeared online now. So if he doesn't come online, I'll take it as a slight against my character.
Well, he likes to do that. He likes to try to dominate and insult people, and in general, get your ire up. So
that's how he gets off. If anything, he's more of he likes. I don't know, but like when I was in his house, he did at one point. He said, "Oh yeah, you like that scene from Amityville 2, right, with Burt Young?" And he says, "You'll like this then." And he just sort of like whipped his belt out of his belt hooks on his trousers. And
is that right?
He actually slightly unzipped the trousers, which got me really worried. And then he shouted to me, "Get up those stairs."
Yeah,
he came after me with the belt.
He'll do it to let you know he means business. He'll unzip his trousers.
Well, to me, I didn't mind it, but I think the thing that bothered me the most was the fact that he actually ripped Finn's trousers down and whipped his bare buttocks.
All right, come on now.
In front of me.
That was off camera. I think those were their own private moments. I don't think they want to show that to the world.
Well, you should have showed it.
Yeah, and it is Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes, I know about that. Yeah.
Oh, do you? It's a big day here in the United States of America and Canada and many other parts of the world. Well, no, it's just a day to get, people like to get together. Some people overindulge,
Potato fries.
Yeah. Oh, food, drink, everything. Yeah. I don't know why. And it's the number one call out sick day in America is the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday.
Do they have these McCoy's large grilled steak?
No, I've never heard of those. What are they?
These would be perfect with a tango.
Steak flavored potato chips. You limeys with your silly flavors.
They also do
shrimp,
Thai sweet chicken.
That's what I'm talking about.
Sizzling king prawn and salt and malt vinegar.
With the exception of the salt and vinegar, they all sound terrible. How are those chips? Go ahead, try one. Give us your review. Take it down. Enjoy that in your mouth. That meat flavor.
They're very dry.
Well, they're potato chips.
Any resemblance to actual steak
or
is
crisps, as you people say. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I mean, they just taste like a kind of a savory random flavor rather than actual steak. So
there you go.
You probably can get ones that taste more like beef, I imagine.
Really? I don't think so.
Well, yeah, better quality top crisps. Gary North is very appreciative of this kind of.
Oh, he likes that flavor? Okay, good.
I appreciate how we can go from having a really great Twin Peaks discussion to now talking about crisps.
Well, you did a good job on that interview, I have to say.
We had over 20 people at one point tuning in.
Your guest was, he had his thing. And it was nice to have a proper musician on your show. A proper musician on your show.
Well, I was just very happy to get his, suggestion and invite to do a show. It wasn't me reaching out to him, but not that that's
what important. He reached out to you.
Yeah, he did it in the comments.
What
he's just very. He's obviously just very interested in.
Did he see us commenting on his music last week?
Yeah, we actually did. I don't. I mean, it's not really relevant to bring that up just on the video we just did, but I did talk to him about that in private. He said he found it funny, my burns, and I forgot what I was talking about in terms of. I basically said, "Why do you go and film in the Palmer house?" But that's it's just
good. Well, I'm glad I was complimentary, but I did find the music legitimately good. But I'm glad I was complimentary in that video. I wasn't shitting all over it or anything like that. I did because I did musically find it quite good. So there you go.
Well, I criticized one guitar sound in one particular song. That doesn't. Since then, he actually very kindly sent me the album, which is not available till 24th, and I've listened to the whole thing, and I just, I will say, for Twin Peaks fans, I'm sure they'll find a lot in there that they like.
So was this discussion held? I didn't catch the very beginning of your video. Did you have this discussion with him on the stream? Like how he found you?
No. I mean, this is just something. I rang him the other day and sent him after sending him a link so he can check that he can get on StreamYard easily, because you never know, there might be a problem somewhere for somebody.
Well, so no, but how did he? You said he reached out to you.
Yeah, he just put a comment on one of our videos, the last Sunday one we did. So
how did he find the video?
Doing one with Cameron tomorrow. Well,
did you ask him that question?
He said that I'm just glad that you're talking about us, and it's on a show that's actually got quite a lot of, it's a bigger channel or something. He said, so the words to that effect, and I said, well, I don't know about that. I mean, you only have to look at 3 years ago, we were getting 600 views for a Sunday show. Now it's 200 or something. So could be more, 300 possibly, but it's just the promotion. I need to do more promotion, really pumping it. But no, I'm very kind. It was very kind of him to appear, and he's appearing on Cameron's show tomorrow as well. So,
you scooped Cameron. You scooped him.
I hope that. No, I think he reached out to both of us. It's just that I do a Sunday show, don't I? And he did actually say to me. I mean, this is just sort of private, really. But I hope if he hears me say it, he doesn't really mind. But some people did actually mention. Some people did comment to him, Dustin of the band, why are you going on Coffee Time?
Okay, I've just found. So his YouTube name is Zodiac Gallery. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know if they've got. I think they've got a it's all a bit slightly confusing. I think there might be one for the band themselves as well, Wisteria Lodge. Okay. But
well, he said, here's his comment. His comment is, I would love to talk to you about our project. Long-time watcher, first-time commenter. So he's a long-time viewer of the show.
Well, And if certain people like the show,
Good.
they may watch now and again and not necessarily comment. I think because
Yeah, no, but he was familiar with the show. I mean, that's great.
I was very happy to hear about.
No.
But it did prove that we have a slight notoriety within at least the US fraternity.
Well, which is the most important one? Let's face it.
But I think that's unfair.
USA.
I don't think that's fair. It's nonsense anyway. It's the same reason these people get a bee in their bonnet about Cameron. It's just none of it is really warranted. Like there was a guy on the channel last week Twin Peaks Worldwide, and he was saying to Cameron, like, I hope I see you at the festival because I can say this to your face and all this.
Bloody hell!
I mean, because I sent you a link to that stuff, but by that point, Cameron had deleted most of the comments.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, you couldn't see the comments.
There you go. That's like what your football firm people that are talking. We'll see you at the Chelsea match, mate, and we'll see how that happens on the Cobbles.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Your fans
That's what it sounds like.
Of a TV show that was on like over 30 years ago originally, the original show, and apparently you really love this whole thing, and then you want to square up to people. About whatever.
Have you ever participated in football hooliganism?
No, definitely not. I mean, I was not.
What about Gary North in chat? Gary, have you ever participated in football hooliganism as a young man, maybe in your younger days?
I can't really imagine him being keen on that. Once when I was younger, I did go and see Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. Back in about 1990 or something. I was very young, obviously. And I kept saying to my friend stuff like, oh, why is he called Psycho? He doesn't seem very psycho. About Stuart Pearce, this player, then he was called Psycho. And he was like, James, that's just what they call him, all right?
Jeez.
He just gets a bit angry sometimes.
Okay.
Don't mean he's running across the street across the pitch with a chainsaw.
Well, I know that Mandela Man is a big fan of Tommy Robinson. He told me he's the top lad in Britain.
I'd like to see if him vindicated. Yeah.
Apparently, he's a Twin Peaks fan.
Oh yeah. So
stop this, please. Now this is just stupid.
So real musician. I guess me and Josh are chopped liver.
Wait a second here. Yeah, Dan Peak. Dan Peak was in one of these football firms. There you go. We're going to take over that pub.
At no point does he say he was in one.
Taco on? What are you?
We call it being in a firm. Doesn't mean he's in it.
Where's that taco? Is that a homemade taco, or did you get that from Taco Bell? Chipotle? You got a hard taco from Chipotle? Huh.
Yeah.
There's a film called The Firm starring Gary Oldman. You should watch it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, well, obviously you know about it. And
I've seen the one.
He's like kind of white collar, as more Americans would call it. Like a guy with he worked like an agency or something like that. But then on the weekend, it's all kicking off. Yeah.
I also saw the movie with what's his name?
That film was pretty realistic.
I saw the movie with the one with Frodo. What was the one with Frodo from Lord of the Rings?
I can't. Don't feel
Green Street
anymore.
Yeah, maybe. And they kept going, "Oh, he's a bloody journal!" Like they're really anti-media.
Yeah, there was a Green Street 1 and 2, but the second one didn't have Frodo in it. AKA
Elijah Wood?
Elijah Wood, yeah.
There's a second Green Street?
Really, if you want to watch a good film about firms, you need to watch Danny Dyer's epic The Football Factory. So, which was an earlier film. Yeah, he keeps having like nightmares throughout it where he's about near death and stuff.
Did you say there was a sequel to the Green Street?
Yes, that's what he said.
Not like a very, like a smaller budget, probably.
Oh, okay. Different actors, stuff.
So I didn't even know they had hard tacos at Chipotle Mandela, man. That's your preference, is a hard taco?
Yeah, corn shell. Just say hard corn shell next time. Right when you order it, you know.
That's not authentic, you know.
Authentic to who?
To Mexican food. Authentic Mexican food doesn't use those hard shells.
Well, do you only go to a place that gives you it authentic?
Okay.
No, I just don't like the hard taco shell. It's not. It's far superior in a soft shell, which is how it's
I
traditionally.
thought you would always like it hard, being
No way.
a real hard case yourself, you know. Always ready for it. Always ready to square up. Mano to a Twin Peaks
Right on the
fan
cobbles.
in Snoqualmie or North Bend, outside the Double R Diner, where, you know, I've been told that they're very, very much like strong arming people out of the show. Out of the diner, if they've ever attended the other Twin Peaks festival where all the abuse happened. Those people were escorted out.
Mandela, man, don't get offended about the comment about a real musician. That was kind of like a joke against Josh more than anything.
Oh, okay.
Josh is a legitimate musician. So are you. So there you go. Right, that's right, Gary. From the Mexican source. Plus, you know, I live in Southern California. There's so many Mexican, like authentic Mexican taco places, and the guys on the truck and all that shit selling the stuff. You know,
I've never heard that authentic thing.
The hard taco shell, I think, is an American creation.
Really?
Yeah. For kids.
That's the way I first had a taco.
Yeah, same here. And kids like them, and you know what? I mean, I will say that the Doritos taco shell from Taco Bell is a treat now and again. That's not bad. But traditional tacos are just in the soft shell.
I think that Dorito shit is gross.
And here's a little pro tip for those of us in the U.S. You can get these soft shell tacos. They're nice and small, and you can get them, and they're like zero net carbs. So you get some chicken or something in there. You can have a very low carb meal that way, and they're quite satisfying. So, FYI, people.
Stop.
Hard shells.
I don't know why you have to keep emphasizing that they're quite satisfying.
No, you know.
You're faking it. And when you say they're quite fine, you actually order 2 or 3 of them at least.
Oh, yeah, they're small.
Oh, okay. So in other words, you probably end up ordering about 7 of them.
A good thing to order is
I'll
like
make them.
if you just order like a burrito, like a steak burrito bowl, you can get like up to 3 like pizza-sized tortillas, and you can make like 3 burritos out of it for like $8-9.
There you go.
Pretty cheap.
I remember when I was in Lancaster with Josh and Vin, and we went for
McDonald's high-end meal.
We must have had an absolute feast of at least 69 burrito bowls.
69. Woo!
Not all each, but shared.
I thought you went to McDonald's. They don't have burrito bowls.
No, we went on a different day. I'm talking about.
Did everybody pay for their own way when you guys went to McDonald's, or did like Vin go, "Oh, I'll treat you, English lads," or you know?
No, we all paid individually.
Oh boy.
Vin refused to pay for Josh at that point because he realised that no sex was happening.
No. Oh, there you go.
He actually went up there and was very excited about the prospect of it. And I said to him, you know, Josh is straight. He's not into, you know, gay action.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I agree with. I agree with Vin on that. If you're not getting laid, you ain't paying for dinner. That's just the way it goes.
Well, if there's no ass on the menu, then why serve up balls?
Mm-hmm.
Phantom Cooper says Mandela Man is giving off bisexual vibes right now.
Well, that's on purpose. He is a bisexual man.
Yeah.
Who's sucked a black dick before, as he's revealed on this show.
One.
All right, please don't go again now.
Well, I'm just saying. Somebody asked about Mandela Man. You know,
Somebody accused me of being racist.
Yeah, but I don't want to think of going. I had a sophisticated music discussion, and then it goes to sucking black dick.
All right, you're right. Let's get more sophisticated here. And there's something I want to share with you that
people might suddenly join up on the page and think this is a great. We're discussing lots of great Twin Peaks stuff on here, and fantastic musicians, and then all of a sudden, it's just a topic, changes.
Yeah.
Look, put it this way: I've had 2 10-year girlfriends, and I've only had like 2 one-night stands with dudes ever. So.
All right, that's enough. Okay, let's.
Not this.
Please,
James. Showing this.
People want your reaction.
This is not even new.
What do you think about that?
Whoa.
Well, I don't like
no.
it personally, but...
Oh, hell no, bro.
That's Lady... You haven't seen this, Mandela? This is Lady Gaga playing drums, and very talented musician, and she's going to be Harley Quinn in the new Joker film. And here she is having one of her singers. She obviously had her take down some kind of a green drink. A lot of it, I imagine. And then say, come over here and puke it up on my tits, please.
Some weird-ass performance art, bro.
Performance art. That's the point, people.
Yeah, sure.
James, what's your opinion on this performance art?
That's the ticket.
Not sure if the connections are working so great tonight, because this is not... Come on, take this off the screen now. This... I don't want to keep watching that. That's just like stupidity and like drugs and stuff.
Is it drugs or is it performance art, man?
Yeah, she's getting into character, bro. I think it's performance art, but it's really gross and postmodern and just communistic and disgusting.
Yeah, and there is something going on. Oh, you took my screen down. Bloody fucking hell. There's parts of this is happening now in the northern U.S. and parts of Canada. They're closing down certain sections of airspace due to an active air defense operation of some sort.
I just saw
this is live breaking news.
I just saw in Hawaii. It showed like green lasers coming down and scanning across, out of the sky. They said it were Chinese lasers. Mapping the ground. What's going on with that?
So this is legit. This is not like fake. It could just be somebody could have hijacked a plane. It could be, as you say, it could be Chinese balloons again, or it could be UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So get yourselves ready, people. But this is happening now. Breaking news, everybody.
Yeah, pop your popcorn, because it's basically what they call Project Bluebeam. They're going to project fake aliens up in the sky and convince everybody they're real.
So they have dispatch F-16 fighters. This is not. There's something going on. Again, but this could be. Look, they don't want to admit it, but this is the protocol for the U.S. military is, if there's a hijacked plane, they send out fighters.
Yeah, they're going to make it look good.
It could just be a hijacked plane. We don't know, though. So...
Where are they headed?
Well, no, here they're saying the Department of Defense has confirmed the presence of an unidentified flying object.
Oh,
Holy shit.
Really? I just seen... a shitload of them going to Antarctica the other day too, like just last week. Like a fleet of like hundreds and hundreds. That was on Mr. BBB3's channel. He does like weird weather phenomenon and UFO sightings.
Well, I for one am ready to welcome our alien overlords and come on in. If that's what it is. Personally, I think we should shoot the fuck out of these people and steal their tech, yo. Woo, USA!
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Does my video keep going in and out all the time?
No,
Or on
it's
and off?
fine.
You're fine,
What are
man.
you, what are you on about?
What are you so conscious about?
Sorry, this is not just some conspiracy theory. This is a legitimate story.
No, it was earlier. It was just for me. It was showing us that.
Okay.
Honestly though, yeah, it's gonna be some fake shit. It's gonna look real as hell.
So what? To what end, Mandela man?
To convince you there's no God and that the fallen angels and demons and are all aliens from space. There's nothing. It has nothing to do with the Bible. Don't look that way. Look the other way. You know, we're all meaningless.
Well, God
Spinning
was
on a ball through space. Meaningless.
in the Bible. They never even mentioned a God in the Old Testament. So
The church, the Catholic Church, is going crazy right now because Benedict died, and they think that was the last pope before the Antichrist pope. So Francis is putting out like a pro sodomy laws to his bishops and telling them to don't preach against sodomy. Don't you dare, you know. So it's like a total reversal of 1,000 years more of church policy.
So this is this meme here on screen is what you're talking about, Mandela man. Here's hypnotized with the COVID, hypnotized with the vaccine, hypnotized with Ukraine, and now aliens to hypnotize the people. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, and it's the best way, like Reagan said in a couple of his speeches. It's the best way to convince the world that we're all in this together. Is that the aliens, if they were a threat or even if they were friendly, and they're bringing us this great tech. They're going to try to convince you to take more of their tech into your bodies. Various ways.
Jesus, Mandela.
It'll be neural. Made by Elon and the Defense Department, but they'll sell it as like it's miraculous technology from the aliens. Let's see, you see them, and everybody's going to see them in their major cities floating over.
Well, I won't believe it. I won't believe any of this till I see it.
It'll be a hologram that'll look real as hell. I guarantee it, bro. Werner von Braun said that to his secretary, like in the 1974. Before he retired out of NASA, okay, and he even said to his secretary that a man named Elon would take over the space industry. Now, how the fuck would he know that in '74? A guy named Elon. What an unusual name that is. What are the odds of that? I think he knew, and he said to the secretary, "Mark my words. There's." Like the Albert Pike and the Freemasons have this idea, this plan of World War I leads into World War II, leads into World War III, but World War III, well, he literally said it's going to be fake. It's going to be like some bullshit aliens, some fake aliens.
well, is Elon Musk even his real name anyway?
Who was secretary?
Interesting. I don't know.
Oh boy, that's a good question, bro. Musk sounds fake as hell. To be honest with you,
it does sound kind of like a fake name now that Jim brings it up.
It's like a macho fake name. Like, I'm Musky.
Well, I will say, just in case it's real, everybody, make sure you've told the people in your life that you love them, and
oh yeah,
when it happens, take any kind of stupid little disputes you've had with people, just sort of like put those aside, because
get right with the Lord and start praying.
Is this true? NORAD is still hunting something near the U.S.-Canadian border.
Probably.
Jesus. It still might be a hijacked plane. It could just be a hijacked plane.
That would be major news, I would think. I don't think they could keep that quiet.
They try to keep that stuff quiet. Where's Vin when you need him with these sorts of things happening?
It's very eccentric. Yeah.
Something's going on. We don't know that it's aliens. It's fun to say it's aliens and get these conspiracy theories going. But there's something going on, and it could be as simple as like I said, a hijack plane, which is obviously a big news thing too, like you said. But they don't like to make a big news about that because they don't like to advertise that that's the protocol. You shoot down those planes.
If you study China's history, their first emperor was a lady, or the first emperor married a lady that was supposed to be half came out of the sky in a UFO.
And apropos to this channel, David Lynch himself commented that that's what happened on 9/11, with the Pentagon plane.
Oh, yeah. He's been on Alex Jones, too, I think.
Well, that's where he said it.
At least once or twice, yeah.
He was subtle about it, but he said it.
Yeah.
He said the aliens.
No, he said that there's a question. He has questions about the plane that crashed into the Pentagon. That it didn't really crash to the Pentagon.
Oh, that was ridiculous, bro. This shit doesn't look like a plane at all.
Chicken Man is correct. James has a domineering yet leisurely posture, and that is what he's doing there. And it's true that kind of seated position. He's 100% right. You don't have to be a body language expert to know this. When you sit like that, it's in a non-defensive posture. You're like, "Come at me, bro. I'm ready." That's how confident I am. I can open my balls and cock up to you, and I'm not scared.
Yeah, Chicken Man definitely doesn't sound like Davrin or anything.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, you got Winston Churchill posturing right there. Ed like Stevenson or something.
Well, I don't care. I don't mind about people in the chat. When they're unblocked, like I'm not intending to have anybody blocked in there, really. But
Well, anyway,
Davrin was taking it to the next level, though. So
yeah, let's not get agitated. James had a great interview with that fella from the Wisteria Lodge.
Or that dude had some interesting theories, man.
Right, it was a good discussion between the two of you.
Yeah, good job, dude.
And so that's good. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Even if you're not a football fan, it's a holiday of sorts in the United States, right? Mandelman, are you going to be getting together with some people?
No, I'm more interested in the commercials.
Well, that's part of it. Why do you think it's the
ritual they do in the middle of it?
Well, I'm shocked to admit it, but I agree with Ben from France that the Pentagon crash footage is complete bullshit. But it's bullshit in that they don't want to admit that they shot that plane down.
Well, you know what blows my mind about that footage too? It's the Pentagon and that camera footage we get.
Yeah, that's not even blowing your mind. That's what makes it bullshit.
Well, it's like 10 frames per second.
Yeah, it's bullshit. That's complete.
We don't
bullshit.
have a better camera outside the Pentagon.
Of course you do. You do.
God, bro.
They just don't want to. And that whole story, and they made a movie about it, about that Ohio Let's Roll thing, and they tackled the guy and it made the plane crash in the open field. It's a nice story, and I understand why the government issues stories like that. But the reality is F-16 shot that plane down, which is protocol, because that plane was on its way to crash into something. There's no other way to stop it other than to shoot it down over an empty field.
I was watching live. It was weeks after when Dick Cheney came, or maybe it was even months after. Dick Cheney came out one day, and on the bottom of the crawl on the news, it said that he admitted that they shot it down, and then that story disappeared and kind of got scrubbed. But it was shown on fucking national news that he admitted that, And then they try to like you admit it, and then you try to sweep it back under the rug.
Well, Mandela, man, what do you want? Do you think that the normies would be able to handle that?
But they admitted it. Like it goes to that Masonic thing where they have to tell you.
It's one of these things people don't want to admit that that is the proper strategy for that thing. You know what I mean? To do that, as sad as it is, and all the innocent souls on that airplane, but there's no reason to talk about it, and people don't want to look at that kind of stuff.
We never figured out, the
kind of like the carne asada you had in that taco. You eat that meat, but you don't want to think about them slaughtering the cow, some living animal, and cutting its head off, and you know what I mean. So you don't want to think about these things.
No, I wouldn't like to do it. I'll tell you that. I have a problem even putting a worm on a hook.
But the plane that crashed in the field, and then the one that crashed into the Pentagon, they're two separate planes, right?
Correct. They were both shot down.
One's a missile and one's a plane.
The thing in the Pentagon was, yes, they shot a missile into the Pentagon to cover it up.
Hey, what's crazy? I'll tell you something.
Why?
I'll tell you something nuts.
Because they don't want to. So that the why is interesting because number one, they don't want to admit that they shot these planes down. That's the protocol because Americans would.
You mean the plane went into the Pentagon, then they shot the missile into it?
No, the plane never did go into the Pentagon. It was shot down elsewhere.
That just disappeared.
They shot the missile into the Pentagon to say, yeah, the plane went in there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then that's why there was those rather blatantly fake kind of recreations of it going in.
Precisely, which
the wings just seem to flip inside, like
that's what David Lynch was talking about. Exactly,
yes, would never happen. Though the wings are way too heavy; they'd smash right through the building.
Correct.
So,
and the only incentive for that is, again, they don't want to admit that the protocol is when there's a hijacked airplane because of how much damage it can do, you shoot that fucker down.
There's a lot of instances where there have been things going on that were actual they were doing, what do you call them, staged things, terrorist
false flag things.
Yeah, basically. And then an incident actually happens, supposedly. And so everybody goes along with it because they think they're part of a false flag.
Well,
so
just saying,
it's just like confusion.
On that day, there was a drill supposed to happen for the same exact thing, like you're saying, James. That it coincidentally is happening on the same day as the drill. And I'll tell you this, and this is 100% true, bro, at least for me. In the original story, which I studied for fucking thousands of hours, like when that thing hit the Pentagon, there was that section of the Pentagon was supposedly going through renovations, so nobody died that day because nobody was on that side of the building. Now, on this timeline, 148 people are in the building and get killed when that thing hits the Pentagon.
Well, when is there ever that few people in the Pentagon, by the way? Man, what do you think of this? Somebody is reporting that the teams competing in the Super Bowl today are Philadelphia and Kansas. Half of Philadelphia is experiencing internet outage that may not be on till later this evening after the Super Bowl. Do you think that's some kind of a psyop, Mandela?
I don't think so.
All right.
That doesn't sound, you're just hurting the businesses in that city more. If they can't get those feeds. It's interesting archetypally that it's the Chiefs, so it'd be like Native Americans versus the what's the other team? Voltaire?
The Kansas.
Yeah, what are they called?
Oh, the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs. What's the other one called?
The Eagles.
The Eagles. So that would be like the symbol of America in the military, right? And the Native Americans would, reparations. Like archetypally, if you think about like what symbols of the teams.
What do you think of Jamie's last comment?
What'd she say? I can't see it at the bottom.
Don't you think that this might be a bit disrespectful to those who are on these flights, calling them lies?
No, I don't, Jamie. I've done a lot of research on this, and like a lot of shit gets scrubbed and buried and taken off the internet that used to be open source information for everybody to follow along with. The shit is obvious as hell, especially the shooting down. Cheney admitted they shot the thing down. It's not a conspiracy theory. He admitted it on national news. Not just Fox. It wasn't like that back then. There was no Fox. I mean, that was kind of the beginning of that. But, back when that stuff happened, you could turn on, CNN and expect to see, like, relatively stuff that was, at least happening. Even though you have your false flags every once in a while. Like, you know what I mean? It was a lot more reliable back then. It wasn't so this side and that side are diametrically opposed to each other. We gotta remember that we're all in this shit together. If we don't get along, like there's no reason we should be fighting each other.
Oh, I don't know how reliable this is, but now they're saying that China has shot down a UFO inside of Beijing airspace.
Because you know why? When I seen those green lasers in Hawaii, just reported on, that's coming supposedly. They don't know if it's China, but they suspect. Okay, that is mapping for the Tesla like ray laser beam, and I believe when Trump went, in 2000 it was like in his third or fourth year, he went over to like Saudi Arabia and had like a big meeting with all the world's leaders, and he was touching this thing that looked like a glowing globe of Earth. And they say that that's a Palantir system where you can touch any point on Earth, and you're looking at screens up on the wall in this big facility like Dr. Strangelove, and you could pull up any point on the Earth and look what's happening there live from like a satellite feed, through a computer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
for God's sake.
No, and for you, Jamie, because I know you don't like, I know some people think that like these sorts of conspiracy theories are purely Republican or right wing things. CNN is reporting that the thing in Alaska was an unidentified flying object. That's your CNN. There's your what's his name? Who's that guy who loved to yell at Trump? What's his name again? He's got a Latin name. I can't remember.
There's so many.
Jim Acosta. That's Jim Acosta saying that, reporting that that's what's happening.
My point is when he went over there to Saudi Arabia, and it showed in the papers them touching that ball Earth thing. Now a programmer that was like a Mr. Robot kind of guy on the internet, he reported that was Palantir, but while he was over there touching that thing in front of all these world leaders, there was a town called Paradise.
Breaking. Look at this guy says, here's Mandela, breaking. Look at this picture. This guy's saying this is the first alien.
Can we just sort the sound out? Right at the moment, there's something really fucking annoying going on.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Mandela Man's playing with over there. Mandela Man, this guy...
Man, can you just make it so that you sound like a normal person, not like with constant noises all in the background?
Yeah, that's not me, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of ambient noise in your background, Mandela.
Oh, okay. I'll be back.
It sounds like you're scratching around on something.
And then there's something flapping around. So this person on Twitter is reporting that he's seen the first alien walking around. Here it is. We can't confirm or deny the veracity of this picture.
If anybody's going to talk about films or TV at any point today, that would be good, by the way.
Okay, that's fine.
Otherwise, I might just finish in 10 minutes, to be honest.
All right, okay. I'm sorry. I was having a little fun with this.
Honestly, and why are you encouraging all this kind of bullshit?
I find it entertaining. That's why. On some level.
But what about me?
All right. Yeah, you don't have to get so angry about the whole thing. Yeah, of course I do. It's entertaining, though. Jeez.
I don't know if you do, to be honest.
Anyway.
Sometimes I really do worry about this relationship.
Listen, I gave you your space with the with your interview this morning. Okay. You can just whatever.
Well, I had more than an hour with Dustin of Wisteria Lodge, and
okay. So you're probably tuckered out.
I would ask people to respect that, and at the same time continue talking about media-related issues to do with films and TV that you've enjoyed, if you've watched any. That is even.
All right, fair enough.
Right now, you seem to be into this whole thing of not watching anything. So,
what have you watched this week, brother? Please tell me.
Okay.
Let's hear it. What's there to watch? That's what I want to know. The Last of Us. Everybody is blowing a load over The Last of Us. They premiered the 5th episode.
Why is this going to be called? Like a new show called? This thing out there. What do you want me to watch? This thing. God, what is it? Zombies. Oh, there's this other thing over here with Sandra Bullock in it going to Alaska. Oh, what's that? I'm not watching
what's
that.
all that then? Yeah, zombie stuff.
It's basically just old people in a retirement home saying everything's shit nowadays.
No, I don't want to say that. So I'm not a fan of the zombie genre, but this show has had enough positive reviews and hype around it that I will give it a chance at some point. Because apparently it's really well written.
I think you're running out of time to give it a chance.
What is that? It's going to be there. It's 5 episodes in.
When are you planning to watch it? In 5 years?
I guess I could start watching it now, I suppose. Yeah, maybe I will. Not today,
That's
obviously.
like if we did videos about Twin Peaks: The Return, and then I said, "Oh, I'm not going to watch it now. I'll watch it in 5 years. Then we'll talk about it."
Okay.
Imagine that.
All right. Well, here. So
Okay,
Jason Momoa this is big news. Jason Momoa is going to be in the next Fast and Furious film. That's big
I
news.
have no idea what this has got to do with anything now. You went
This
from
is movie news.
something interesting into Jason Momoa. I mean,
Magic Mike's Last Dance opens with 18.6 billion. I mean, there you go. Apparently, he is.
yeah, and Zodiac Gallery is now in the. Thank you very much, Millie. I am actually trying to recreate a lover's tiff of your own, which you told me about. I just hope you're moving on into, post-divorce world well.
Hey, whoa! What kind of comment is that? She made a little joke. It was a funny joke, if anything. There's no reason to attack the poor woman.
I'm actually wishing people well. I'm a single person, and single life is hell, let me tell you.
It is not.
Okay.
Well, then if you think it's hell, then you know what you need to do? You need to open yourself up and abandon yourself to love. Okay? Surrender to love, and love will find you. Okay?
You sound a bit like Scott Ryan now.
Surrender to love. Scott Ryan did a nice interview, everybody.
I forgot.
He's sitting there. Scott Ryan, I'll pimp his channel. He did a nice interview with the girl who runs across a courtyard in the pilot screaming. He found it.
As soon as I put Mandela Man in, listen to that sound now.
Well, according to him, it's not his fault.
But talking about the man.
Yeah, it sounds like you're on an alien spaceship, if anything, Mandela.
Well, maybe he is.
Oh, that would explain things.
Probably getting an anal probe. Right
I mean, this is actually worse than it was before. Now there's some regular, Phantom Cooper, young girl thinks it's a bad sound as well.
Young girls are very sensitive. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of a film this week called, Top Gun 2, aka Maverick. That was with Tom Cruise in it.
Yeah, I heard you say you've seen it a couple of times. Yeah.
I actually watched it again this week on Now TV here.
Because you feel like get pumped and jacked? Is that why you watch it? You need some motivation?
Well, all I would say is I would wish that you watch it, and then you can talk to me about it. Because no, I don't feel that way about it at all. I honestly am absolutely baffled by the critical and fan response to it on, for instance, Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it's a terrible film by any means. It's not terrible. It's well made. But some of it is beyond parody at times. And just the dialogue and everything about it, and the recreation of the relationship from the first one with the son of Goose.
Take my breath away. Do they sing?
Well, they don't. They've got Lady Gaga doing the voice for this one, the song. Take my hand.
Why didn't they use the original?
It's not in it at all. All the other songs probably from it are like the Hans Zimmer music, and Danger Zone comes on at the start briefly. It is quite staggering to see Tom Cruise in it, and how sort of like he literally looks like they've only turned a few years since the first film. Like how young he really does look in it is ridiculous. He doesn't look like a man nearing 60 in the slightest.
He keeps himself fit, and whatever Hollywood enhancements he's been able to avail himself of.
Well, of course, but like I say, you just need to check it out. I did actually watch a film last night on Now TV, and it's called he's back again. It's a Sandra Bullock film, and I'm a big, massive fan of hers ever since I saw the film The Net. And I don't know if you've heard of this new one, The Lost City.
Yep.
I'd just like to give that film massive, respect. It's
okay.
I mean, on Now TV, it's got 4.5 stars out of 5.
And that movie's from sometime in the 90s, I presume, right?
No, The Lost City is a brand new film, for fuck's sake.
Well, don't get angry.
No, you just make him. You just like pushing me. That's the thing.
It's a generic concept, but done well, supposedly.
It's very digital, but it's like, and it doesn't really have any real thrills or spills because the whole thing is basically supposed to be a comedy, and yet it doesn't really have much in terms of laugh out loud comedy after about the first 20 minutes or so. But even that is not laugh out loud comedy, unless of course you find Channing Tatum dancing around in a wig the most hilarious thing you've ever seen,
and banging his grandmother in a movie.
They got to do that humiliation ritual for every male movie star. They got.
How is she his grandmother?
Gotta put the dress on at least.
Salma Hayek is like twice his age.
No, she's not. What? So she's 80.
Well, he's not 40. I don't think.
She's in her 80.
How old
she's
is he?
40.
Let's look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
I am looking it up.
Look it up, then.
You gotta be like
Tatum is
70 tops.
42 years old. Okay.
He is. Wow, he looks great for 42.
All right.
He is not 42. You're so full of shit. You're so
looks pretty
full of
normal
it.
for 42, in my opinion. Look at some
He
of
does.
photos.
You've really.
His head looks quite fat.
I'm 42.
That's from steroids.
What are we talking about? Or 43 now.
So Salma Hayek is 57. And
Yeah, but she still looks fantastic.
That sounds right.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I know you went
Doesn't look like
first in line to see this Magic Mike 3, weren't you?
No.
No, not you. Voltaire was.
I did see the first one. I have to.
You said I don't want to mix with the animal. Apparently, this new one, like someone's given it a really what sounds like a good review in the paper I had, and then it just says 2 out of 5. So,
well, what do you want? It's a movie about a male stripper. You know, I mean.
Well, they said that this new one seems a bit thrown together, but you know.
Well, shocking. They threw together a movie about a male stripper.
You can imagine, you know.
Okay, so why do you lie to the people, James?
Yeah, why you do that?
He is 42. Holy shit. I thought you were lying. Oh, my God.
Okay, so from the start of the show, I didn't think it would be James.
No, his
publicist told that he's lying about.
Well, I take it back. I apologize. I thought you were lying about the 42 years old.
Channing Tatum's age.
Wow. Okay. I'm shocked he's that
right.
old. Okay, so she's only 15 years his senior. I mean, that happens a lot. Men banging around with women 15 years our senior. I guess that happens all the time.
Well, maybe you should try it.
In the age of Aquarius, it will.
Come on.
No,
Well, what about okay, whatever. Anyway, I guess you know what? It happens in the reverse sexes. Let's be fair.
yes.
You have men banging women 15 years their junior in movies
There you
all
go.
the time. So I shouldn't be saying that. And Selma Hayek is beautiful. She's lovely. And a fine actress.
Yeah, but it's not going to appeal to any kind of audience, is it? If the Channing Tatum character in those films is just having a relationship with younger women, is it?
Excellent point. Excellent point. Fantastic.
To make it appealing to a wide audience, but
you're absolutely correct. And especially women, right? So,
how many people are going to turn out to see a film about basically like the real life story of Leonardo DiCaprio's dating life? Like that would be a really dodgy film to go and see.
I don't even understand what the plot would be.
Well, it's basically him saying, "Oh, she's just reached the age of 26. I'm not interested anymore.
I'm out."
Yeah.
That's it.
Next.
On to the next one.
Everybody is very excited about Hugh Jackman reprising his role as Wolverine in the new Deadpool movie.
Oh my god!
I
thought Logan he's going on a bang there.
I mean, people love.
Hey,
you
man.
can't deny that those first two Deadpool films are entertaining. They're not even superhero films; they're more comedies.
I feel like Logan is overrated. It's like an aggressively mediocre 6, and just because it's competent, people give it like such high praise. Like, oh my god, you know. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that great a movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Jeez, look at Hugh Jackman. He's getting jacked.
Jacked, man.
Look at those guns.
Well,
Steroidal.
he's got a real good frame already. So
Who is this broad in the picture?
That's a vibranium. Works wonders.
she just must use trainer.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a female.
It's not going to be like random woman in the.
Yeah, this is some gal in the gym who's. Excuse me, love. I'm trying to do some curls here. She's like, hold on, then, and she just, some Australian broad.
I mean, who does these kind of photos? I'll point at your biceps. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, because we want to show my bicep, don't we, in the photo?
Right.
Look at this shoulder.
It's
Look at the
so
shoulder.
no-brainer to the limit of. Who are these photos aimed at? Like
I
literally.
mean, as a man who's tried to work his shoulders out for years, to achieve something like this is tremendous. Good golly.
Well, anyway, we've got Josh here now to talk about this.
Bloody hell!
Blast from the past. What's up, Josh?
I'm all right, yeah. I'm not bad.
There's no need to hold any grudges against me just because I had a very seasoned musician and Twin Peaks expert on. So
No, it annoyed me, that. It really did annoy me.
We
I
missed
could
you,
tell.
Josh.
I could tell you felt like someone he was above you, basically.
I don't find that at all. That he's above me in any way whatsoever. I mean,
He felt like I thought he's definitely on top of you in terms of his knowledge.
no, don't start going down that road, down Queer Street. Let's not do that.
Hey,
There's
man,
no-
it's two different kinds of music, bro.
No, listen. I mean, that guy was a total twat. Let's just be honest.
Wait, what the fuck? Please.
Josh making his triumphant return.
No. Why aren't we playing there, Josh? That's what I want to know.
I'd just
No,
like to say
I don't know. I don't know who that guy was.
that's not true.
And well, we don't know that, but I don't know who that guy was.
You never even
I
listened to his music, for God's sake.
No, he seemed very nice. I liked his bedroom.
To go
I
from
liked-
he's a complete T to he seems very nice.
No, he does. He seems like a nice dude. Oh, my camera's not on, is it? Hang on a minute.
I just want to volunteer.
Everybody's missing out.
Actually, I'll keep it off for the time being because I'm gonna go for a piss. So I'll take you with me, but don't worry about it. Hang on.
Okay.
And that'll be some
Great.
good audio for the ladies, Josh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tinkling away. Anyway,
So this is typical. Josh comes on the show and he treats everybody to a live pissing. That's very indicative of his feelings towards you, James.
Well, this is like you say, this is a return. I mean, it's a brief. I mean, this is like
I'll
a
take
one-off
it as
sort of. This is a
It's a
special.
compliment.
Yeah.
So-
This is like when
It's like a
reoccurring
Christmas
character
special.
comes back.
Yeah, I'm sure that your viewers are gonna go from at least 7 to maybe 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, they're at 13 now, so they can only go up.
Oh, so it's gone down then since you were on with the guy because that was at
Yeah,
18
8.
before.
No, 20 even at one point.
Oh my god.
That's when I had my 5 fake accounts on it.
Mhm.
We got the diehards. We're still going.
One of my fake accounts is actually called Davrin Dukic as well.
Knew it.
That would be something if it was you. It wouldn't surprise me on some levels.
So this week I haven't watched any more Copenhagen Cowboy. I had a week off from that, but I've just got the last 2 episodes to watch.
You joking now?
No, last time I talked to you, you said
Have you watched that yet, Josh?
I made it.
Well, it's by Reffin. It's not by you, obviously.
Well, he says that's what
For
he
me,
says.
it was a bit too much Reffin for my liking. I mean, it was just...
There's too much
someone
reffing.
Someone needs to take him in hand. I've seen him in that making of and stuff, and he's
What?
not acting. He's just acting like a right flipping prick, frankly. He thinks like, "Oh yeah, I'm brilliant and everything." The reality is, if he walked around here in Tesco, no one would know who he was. So
That's not a sign of him being good or
Yeah.
bad, is it? If people don't know him.
But like if
or-
Stanley Kubrick came back now and then people saw him in Aldi, a lot of
they
people
still
would
wouldn't
be like,
know. They'd think he
they'd
was
be like,
homeless man.
are you Stanley Kubrick? He'd say yes,
Don't think so.
and I want to do 100 takes of you going through the exit door, please.
He might say that. Yeah.
That's why a guy was able to impersonate Kubrick because nobody knew what he looked like back then.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Who impersonated him?
Some gay fella.
There's a movie
I
about
don't know why you
it.
have to bring his sexuality into it.
Well, because
it
that's
was
gay
important.
behavior.
Yeah.
Right, there's that weird sound again now.
Oh, that's Voltaire, I believe.
No, it is not Mandela. That's your fucking weirdo, whatever you got going over there.
Okay.
I think is Ben stealing his internet from next door again?
No, it's only when you're talking there, Voltaire.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Let's just bring some class to this show.
Nice.
There you go.
I could hear some logs then.
Yeah.
Mandela man, can you sort your sound out and stuff for us?
That's really me.
Or else.
Let's see if we can hear any of it now.
For him to try to accuse me of it, that's just complete bullshit. Christ.
I see
Just
nothing.
why you have to moan while you're holding your penis. That's inappropriate.
And there's no moaning going on.
I just heard you go, ah.
Yeah, I was opening a door. That's what happens. I'm old and fat now.
Oh, well, I can't even get through the door these days.
There we go. That's better.
Well, there he is, everybody. Welcome back, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, anyway, what's this Copenhagen cowboy shit you're talking about?
Nicholas Winding Refn.
No, I mean, what's this? No, what's the show? I don't need to know who made it.
It's on Netflix. It's about basically this woman wandering around, and there's sort of like brothels and pigs, and I've no idea what the hell's going on in it, to be honest, really. That's the trouble with it. It's so bare, but I don't mean like every shot in it is like asses, but it's just, there's no real nudity in it, is there, Voltaire?
There's bears in it, do you say?
No, that's another film, Cocaine Bear, which is coming out on, funnily enough, on Twin Peaks Day, and I actually believe it's secretly a David Lynch project. And
I did see that they've basically had to CGI Ray Liotta into it, which is good.
When you said basically, you mean he comes on with like Spectrum 48K graphics from 1984 or something?
Yeah, it's like the same thing they did with what's his name in Gladiator.
But worse.
Yeah.
It looks more like Atari graphics.
Who am I thinking of?
Just like a block appearing on screen, and then it comes on and he goes, "Hey! My name's Ray Liotta. Ow!" How do you do it, Voltaire?
Oh!
He's playing himself in it, is it?
That's how he often turned up when he was just on set. He went, "Oh!"
Yeah.
And then said, "Sorry, I've just got my balls trapped in my zip," just as a joke. And then he had like a fake ball that he put in his zip and everything.
You don't look too good in the Sopranos film, poor guy, so he probably wasn't doing well for a while.
I thought he looked the best of his ever in his career, to be honest. In that, he's like pale.
No, he looked like he was on some sort of fluid retention sort of. He might have been on beta blockers or something.
Bathed in sweat, steroids.
He looked like he was being propped up or something. He did not look well.
Yeah, I think he'd been like.
Karen, why'd you throw it away? Karen, we needed that.
I watched that again recently because my girlfriend had never seen it before, and
what's that, Goodfellas?
Yeah, it's so good. It's so
it really
good,
is. What does he say when she
Karen,
you know what you've done to us? Yeah. They wouldn't have found it, Karen.
Yeah.
That was basically 40 grand.
Something like that.
That's similar in Morecambe generally, isn't it?
No. In Morecambe, it's more sort of laid back and chilled. Sort of like, it's like sort of more of a sort of Venice Beach type vibe in Morecambe, I think. Well, Voltaire would know.
Like Santa Monica.
Venice Beach is like homeless people walking around.
Well, that sounds like Morecambe.
No, in Morecambe, they're all Polish.
No, there's only one Polish man, and you came across him pissing in a bus stop. That's all that happened. Yeah.
No, he was pissing on the front, on a wooden sort of piece.
What do you mean on the front?
On the
he was pissing on the front.
Not on my front. But...
Well, I was going to say you should have moved away.
He was pissing, but with his dick out, with it going in the wind towards me. And I was like, just thinking of this. It is. Why does something like this always happen to me in anywhere?
It is windy on the seafront.
It's like being in Derby by the sea.
What do you mean? You're getting pissed on by Polacks? That's a normal thing for you?
Not for me, but for James, James goes out and seeks it, I think.
He literally went to Poland for that purpose.
Absolutely, yeah.
I certainly didn't see anything like that there, and I
He
don't
said-
have any
he said-
opinion bad of Polish people, by the way.
He said, "I want to go and see where Inland Empire was filmed, and I also want a Polish man to piss on my front."
A couple of them.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. So but when Hannah, who I was there with, she actually called me a baby for complaining about the cold when I was in the Inland Empire place.
It sounds very romantic.
She kept saying it wasn't. It was just how to be insulted in Poland. That was it.
And
It was okay.
didn't she lock herself in the bathroom taking a shit for 2 hours or something like
No,
that?
she had a bath for about 2 hours, but this is just obviously something she likes doing. So I don't know.
Nothing to do with you, I'm sure.
You never know when you're going to get on with people, do you? So
No, I'm gonna look at me and you.
yeah, but I think people calling people babies just because they don't like the cold, for instance, that's wrong. And I don't think she treated me well in that instance.
I think that's pretty. I mean, she invited you to her house, and she went for
Well,
a. Can I just mention something
it's a flat.
about this? Right, flat. Well, domicile, whatever. But you went to this woman's flat.
Mm.
She said, "Don't be such a baby about the cold." She took you to her home, and then got in a warm bath for 2 hours and waited for you, and you just sat there doing nothing.
If I'd got in the bath with her, it would have fell off the plinth that it was on.
It'd have fallen through.
It wasn't fixed into the bathroom floor or anything. It was up on this thing. And she
What do
says,
you
be
mean,
very
up on-
careful when you get up in it, because obviously I'm not like light. And
This was about the bath, was it?
yes, it was sort of like a bit wobbly. So if both of us had got in it, it literally probably would have been like that film, The Money Pit.
And you just started
Or-
laughing
the
like
bath.
an insane person.
The bath smashing through the ceiling in Breaking Bad.
Well, that's quite
Yeah.
a scene you
That was
just
probably
broken
because
down.
of the toxic waste coming out of me when
Coming
I got
off
in the
you, yeah. You missed an opportunity there, James, I think, to
Mm-hmm.
be intimate with a woman.
I think
bath.
so.
So you're saying if I'd been in the bath and then I got in, and
I'm not saying that you should have got in the bath with her if it wasn't logistically possible, but you could have at least said,
I could have got in it, but-
Could I keep you company through the door?" And then she might have
No,
said,
would you like your back scrubbed, love?
No,
Something
seriously,
like
what
that.
happened was basically
"Where's
we
the
went out.
where's the loofah?"
She says, "I'll take you to this place," and we went to this kind of a carvery or something
Mm.
and I thought
Polish
it was very
carvery.
nice. And she didn't have as much to eat as me. I ate shitloads, basically, going overboard, and my stomach was really like just
Disgusting.
distended. And drinking stuff like Coke. and
So
all
wait,
this,
when you
and
went
made
to this
myself-
carvery with her, who paid for the meal? Did you pay or did you split
I
it?
paid for myself, of course.
James ran out.
No!
I think
James
I
ran
paid
out.
for everyone,
James.
probably. I paid for everyone. But the thing is,
Everyone.
then,
Who else
then
was
she
there?
went and she had a 2-hour bath, and I forgot to say I might need to go to the toilet beforehand. And she was in the bath, and I had to knock on the door like really quietly, saying, "I really need to come in because I've got to do a number 2." And she said, "Oh, okay, all right, just make it quick." And I went in there, and it was like the floodgates have opened, and it was just really toxic smell. And she actually had to go underneath the water to cope with it.
Yeah.
And I was actually suffering this feeling of getting slightly aroused because I was in the presence of a naked woman and I could see her nipples. But then also this gagging, like toxic.
Well, no. Also, the
Waste smell.
smell of shit like turns you on. Also, which
Shit,
doesn't
yeah.
help.
Yeah.
And there was actually a very, very small fan in there and it wasn't working. properly.
Blowing it. Oh, right,
And
right.
she got out of the water. She just came up out of the water a bit
Yeah.
and then started gagging. And there was like all sick going into the bath and everything. I was like, oh. I said, I am a baby, aren't I? And it was like, I just thought to myself, it can't really get any worse than this, can it?
Well,
And she'd only seen me on my channel.
I'm not sure what to make of this story, but am I right in thinking that you were talking about? Why were you talking about Salma Hayek before?
Because of
Channing
being in-
Tatum.
Because of the new
Oh,
Magic Mike film. It's
Right,
called
right.
Magic Mike 3 or whatever it's called. And she's in it. And Voltaire was making one of his typically
I just said it
and
seemed odd
sexist
that he
comments.
would be a very handsome man would be making sex on a woman 15 years his senior.
Well, he described her as his grandma.
Which I
means
was
that
wrong.
She would have had him as when she was 15, which in itself is sick.
I'd
Well, there's
well,
that Milk
Salma-
Island now. you
And
know.
also, if she was his grandma, why wouldn't he be speaking like this, like kind of more Latino,
Crazy
like
time.
eh? But
I'd have
Latinos talk.
no problem getting on that.
What, MILF Island?
Absolutely, fucking Gilf Island.
Do you
I'm
mean
good.
Salma Hayek? Or are you
Definitely,
talking
yeah.
about you want to get on Channing Tatum?
No, I don't want Channing Tatum. I'm not. Again, this is the thing that you like to try and sway, like, viewers into thinking that I'm a homosexual, and it's just.
Well,
not,
I often encouraged it with Vin, and he went to Morecambe thinking that you were gay, and
I'm not gay.
and then when I was there, I had to like literally pull him away from you when we
That's
went.
true.
To
That is true. When we were going up to
Lancaster
the
castle.
when we were going to the castle, yeah, he was basically
When we
chasing
went
my
through
ass.
the woods, it was like a scene from Twin Peaks or something.
No, not everything is like a scene from Twin Peaks, but
No, but
He
he
did.
had like a small torch, and he kept.
He
waving
did.
it, saying,
He did contact me. Go. I can't believe that cock blocker Wooly showed up to
Yeah.
Morecambe.
It wasn't.
yeah.
Well, it wasn't cock blocking. It was like it's more like I was working for Derby Security Services. I had to be there as just like prevention. Not, I couldn't really do anything physically because I would say Vin was pretty much my size. And
I think
there's
Vin was actually.
I probably couldn't beat. I wouldn't be able to beat him off.
All right.
Oh yeah.
He was trying to give me diabetes. I think I'm convinced because of the copious amounts of chocolate he brought for me.
So that you'd be
trip.
bedridden.
Yeah. So
Called courting.
right. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember exactly how many chocolates he brought, but I mean, it was very nice of him. But,
Well, look, he's visiting your home. But by the way, it's bad etiquette for him to come empty-handed. Quite honestly,
that's true. James.
And so you either bring a bottle of wine or a box of candy. I mean,
Yeah.
he chose the candy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, box of candy's fine, but he brought about 7. So
See, he's trying to impress you. There you go.
yeah.
All right, hot comment in the chat, Josh. You'll be glad to hear this. Ashton, who is a 20-year-old girl. Josh, I can tell you're not gay. LOL.
No, I'm not gay at all. I mean, I do find myself having to defend my own straightness, sort of. In the
to your
streets.
girlfriend?
No, just in the streets to strangers on a regular basis as well. I mean,
look at it. It's odd. I'm not gay, love. You see?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, does this look gay to you? And I like sort of.
What do you make of this? Is that gay?
Mm.
Yeah, okay. Then he shoves it.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh. If they wanted Trio to play the festival, would you fly over there and do it?
Which festival?
Question.
Twin Peaks.
Well, I'd ask them if they had a basis for us first, but then then I would say yes, absolutely.
So you're on the outs with your basis. Is that breaking news?
No, this has been going on for like nearly 2 years now. Basically, it's not on the outs. He moved to America. I don't know where.
Beer.
He just left, and I think he left for a woman. If I'm being honest, he didn't he didn't clarify for us. But
you mean you treated a woman badly in the UK, and so he had to leave?
No. I mean, he was treating a woman very nicely in the States, and decided he would go and find her.
No, that's quite an upgrade for him.
Yeah, I don't know where. Yeah, but
where would she live in?
It depends where.
Depend.
So, because this is not a bad area.
Maybe she lived in Macon, Georgia.
Don't think so. I think it was probably more Midwest, actually. I can't remember where. I think he probably did mention. I can't remember. But have I been on since I met up with one of the associates of this program?
Oh, Anna, you mean?
No, you haven't.
Okay,
let's hear about that. Go ahead.
That was in Bristol, right?
No, it's
so
not
you and you, as I understand, you and your lady love went somewhere to meet up with Anna for a pre-planned threesome. Is that correct?
All right, Voltaire, please on air.
Well, that's what my understanding was. Am I wrong?
Yeah, there was no sex involved.
Oh,
that's what you would do.
It was it was very nice. She's much more amiable in person. than she is.
Thanks
She
a
is.
lot for that.
She's a bit cunty online, but in person, she's quite nice, actually.
I told her I was making all sorts of just absolutely awful jokes and really bad, actually. And
No,
she
but
was
how
like,
people come across online is just you can't really judge someone's personality anyway. And
she did. She said a few times. I mean, I know. You know, I still talk to her, and
Anna's fine anyway. It's just bearing in mind some of the people she had to put up with, like me, for instance. I mean,
Look, can you let the man finish his story? Come on. Go ahead.
well, you know, that's just saying.
Well, you know, what was I saying? Oh, you've totally thrown me off, James. It's
Yeah.
fucking
She
usual.
says I didn't want to meet you because of Voltaire mainly.
No, we didn't actually discuss you.
And
We
James.
we discussed Voltaire briefly because Anna wasn't fully aware that you were even a lawyer, so I had to explain all that, and she said, "Yeah, but is he?" And I
He's
said,
not a lawyer.
"Well, you know what I mean, an attorney." And
He works for Nickelodeon.
Correct.
and oh no, and she
following in the footsteps of Dan Schneider.
Oh, just on that topic, right? This you've just reminded me because of last night. We were we were watching TV, Netflix in bed, and we just finished a film, and it was too late to watch another one. So I said, "Oh, let's just put this on," and I put Sam and Cat on.
Jesus Christ!
And have you ever tried to watch that show?
But I mean, why on earth wouldn't? What channel were you on? Disney is this?
He's a
No,
mean.
it's on
He's a
Netflix.
mean fucker.
Why would I go on and try and watch that?
It's kind of. I feel like you should react to it really
It's
because
a social experiment. Like
it's so beyond like even Lynch's sort of.
yeah,
It's weird. Like they had some really mad shit in there, like just putting their feet right up to next to the camera and stuff. And
Yeah.
the cruelty on display
I mean,
of the human
the
race.
way they made Ariana Grande act, especially, and then you know, Jeanette. When I saw Jeanette McCurdy's book in Waterstones here, I was just like,
I
says,
think she's
I just
nice.
read it, and I was like, I'm glad my mum is dead. I was like,
It's a hell of a title.
that's really going to sell well at Christmas. Like it's. I was kind of surprised to see it on sale here, to be honest.
She's nice. She's fine. She seems like a nice person. But
Yeah, she was on Eric Andre one time, and
oh really?
She reacted very well to his insanity.
Brand, yeah. Ariana Grande in the show though is just on another level of like it's just like it's kind of it's artfully insane actually, the performance of Ariana Grande's.
You think all that's on purpose? You think all that's on purpose, Josh?
Definitely, yeah. I think she's
prescripted.
Oh yeah, it's all scripted, of course, but
Yeah.
it's just
She makes her voice higher than it even was when she was younger, doesn't she?
Yes, yeah, and it's sort of like nothing. There's no coherence in any, even from within the same sentence. It's like it's just I don't know. It's just insane.
Collect your seeds, folks. Collect your seeds.
But what was I talking about before that? Oh, Anna. So yeah.
But you think that Ariana Grande was off her tits when she was making Sam and Cat, or
No, I don't think she was on anything.
or do you think they just gave her lots of like
sugar
cough syrup?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I think Dan Schneider probably just said, let me see your feet. And
Well, I think that was partly her personality, presumably, that she was just a bit nuts herself, really.
Maybe.
You know?
But anyway, the reason why I brought it up was because, I can't remember why, because you mentioned Nickelodeon. But
you said that you watched it because you really fancied them in it. Jeanette McCurdy and Ariana Grande.
Go ahead. So you were talking to Anna. You're telling her jokes. Go ahead.
You told Anna that you said I really liked them when they were in this. They were really
sexy. Of the two, Jeanette McCurdy I prefer. Yeah, I'll be honest. But yeah, Anna was very nice. In fact, we want to invite her down. Sorry, not down. Up to our neck of the woods at some point, probably next month even. Mm-hmm. So
your girlfriend will your lady love will tolerate that.
She's a fish. She likes her. She does. In fact, they probably get on more than I do.
Yeah, I have a social life somewhere.
Yeah. So
you've been ostracized.
Well, it went all a bit downhill when I started complaining about the towel situation in the house.
In person.
This is true. This has actually happened. Because she has like like a door like a rail, with a little hook on. And she's, instead of like keeping big like normal shower towels on them hooked up, she keeps like flannels on there. And I was just enraged because it's not the kind of place to put a flannel.
Even when guests are coming, she doesn't clean that up.
No, I think she did it on purpose to annoy me. And
you can easily flannel yourself down after a shower, surely.
No.
Was her flat, as you people call it? Was it filthy and dirty, or
no? It was very nice. It was kind of homey.
Cluttered, I imagine.
She'd only no. It was very
livable.
Yeah, I mean, she'd only just moved in there recently, and it's partially part. I don't want to go into. I don't know how much detail I should go into, actually.
No, but having like I did see a photo where she put like a pentagram on the wall and stuff. I thought that was a bit.
That was for my sake, yeah.
That's not normal, is it?
Well, it is for me. I do it in everywhere. I mean, I do it everywhere I go.
It is now.
Yeah,
that's sick.
Normal now, yeah.
As soon as if I'd seen that, I would have immediately said no and walked out. And then I said, "Did you get that? We'll put it on TikTok."
Did she put it right side up or upside down, Josh?
And then I would have said to Anna,
It was on like a Catherine wheel, so she could flip it.
You've fulfilled your purpose.
Hey, when you say she had a flannel hung up, do you mean like a shirt? What do you mean by a flannel?
No, a flannel is like a face towel. It's like something that's on.
Oh, like a hand washcloth,
like a hand towel, yeah.
And she's got that on her main bath towel, hook.
On the hook, yeah.
For what?
That's what I said. I said, "What are you doing with that?"
Just letting it dry.
I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "What's that doing on there?"
It's her own place.
Well, that's what she said. She said, "That's what if I want to put my stuff on that hook, that's what I'm going to do." I said, "Well, it's wrong."
Can't start going in there and like being, typical man saying this.
I hope you didn't get too violent and start throwing things about and all that.
No, Josh, he probably smashed his hand through the wall.
This is nonsense, and he just started throwing stuff around. I could see that.
I bet he just sort of, when he saw it, he grabbed his head and he went.
I said, "Oh, fuck." I said, "Come all this way."
Making me feel an autist, bitch.
Yeah.
You didn't stay at her home, did you? Or you had a hotel on your own?
No, we stayed in
country for this shit.
No, we stayed on the living room floor.
Bloody hell! Oh,
Yeah.
so this was a planned sexcapade.
There was no sex capades happening. No.
Surely you must have had like some kind of mattress or something.
It was a blow-up bed.
Oh boy, here we go.
A blow-up bed.
How many nights did you stay?
We stayed for 3 nights.
Oh my god! What the fuck? And did you? Okay, let me ask you this.
I had a very bad back by the end of it. I'll be honest.
I would imagine.
After the third night, Anna said,
okay, from an etiquette standpoint, like Vin, did you bring anything?
I can't remember whether we did.
For fuck's sake, Josh.
Well, because you got to remember we got the train there, and it all got fucked up because what was gonna happen was Anna was gonna drive up to us, and she was gonna stay with us for a night, and then we were gonna go down to hers and in the car. But then last minute,
you're gonna go down on her
in the car while his lady love drove.
Yes, and then
so you're gonna go down there.
Yeah, and then last minute
on the Bristols.
Talking of the Bristols, right? They're even bigger in person.
Bloody hell!
Yeah.
So would the term "tits on a stick" apply to her? Which is like a thin girl with big tits.
It's just gone to the next level now.
Yes, she's tits.
Yeah, she's very slim. Yeah,
there you
go. So basically, the entire time you were there, you were thinking about Anna's balloons and not your girlfriend. In other words,
no.
At night, you kept thinking to yourself, "Don't think about that. Don't think about that. Be a good person. Be a good person."
I hope you stayed out of her. You didn't give her the Polly Walnuts treatment with her underwear drawer.
I did actually, yeah.
I knew it. I knew he couldn't resist.
I stepped into the bedroom and said, "Where'd you keep your underwear?" And she
Where's
said,
your dirty hamper, love?
I said in that drawer. She said in that drawer over there. I said, "Let's have a fucking look at them then," like that.
Where's the dirty ones?
Yeah. Where's the hamper? Yeah.
If I was there, I would have accidentally sleepwalked through and then ended up.
Oh dear.
Okay, so you didn't even bring like a cheap bottle of wine, then, Josh?
No, we bought something while we were there. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
But I did. I said to her before we left. I think your toilet's broken because there was water pissing everywhere out of it, and that was a whole thing.
So you shit up her bathroom and fucked it up.
I said, "I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to get that sorted because that's going to be a problem in like half a day if you don't get that seen to now."
Okay, she can call her landlord or whatever. That's
What do you mean the toilet was pissing?
It was like leaking.
In what way? Onto the floor?
Yeah.
Out.
What other way?
So the whole bathroom was wet.
With piss.
With PS.
There was shit coming out of the toilet.
Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Voltaire. There's a movie. It's called Color Me Kubrick, where John Malkovich plays the guy that impersonated Kubrick.
No, check it out.
Yeah, check that out.
So hang on a second, Josh. Was it just the three of you hanging around in Bristol, or did you bring some of her friends, introduce you, or what was it?
So no, it was just us three the whole time. But what was going to happen was that on one of the last days, one of her friends was going to join us, but then couldn't last minute, and then she ended up coming the day after we left. So it ended up just being us three. But when she comes up to us, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take her out into Lancaster town, and we're going to show her all our friends and say, which one do you want? That kind of thing.
And so you guys were drinking, and because I know Anna likes to drink, and I know you certainly like to drink. I imagine your lady love enjoys a few drinks now and again.
Yeah, we're all English and drinkers. Yeah, so it's. Although we didn't drink too much, I think we drank a bit too much the first night and didn't feel very good. So I can't remember. And then also the last day was a Sunday, and she had work in the morning, so she couldn't drink so much. But yeah, we will do that next time she comes up, and I'll make sure to document more of the event.
Yeah.
Well, you said basically in the bathroom there was an incident where as soon as you got there, you really needed to relieve yourself with a massive shit, and then it came out of the toilet itself due to the leak, and then was on the floor, and then you went and got Anna, and you said, "I've got something to show you, Anna. Look, on the floor there, that 10-inch shit, that's mine. Sort it."
I can't. Yeah.
And then
He's had it with you. He's had it.
I think that was an accident. He's done that by accident. He would never leave in that sort of manner, I'm sure. So.
I guess he does actually look a bit like James McAvoy if he grew his hair out a bit, but maybe.
See, I told you he'd be back. Anyway, I'm sorry that happened, Josh.
Well, you will be. Sorry, I'm just trying to find somewhere to put my phone because.
I mean, I could just imagine seeing Anna like cradling your 10-inch shit.
Oh. I don't have the same setup as I used to, so.
That's quite clear. Haven't you got a sugar pot, something you can lean it up against? Jesus.
That's what I'm trying to find. Oh,
Did your girlfriend confiscate your webcam?
No, because I had
most of your computer, etc. She just took them outside and threw them in a skip that was outside on the grass. She says, "I don't want you going on social media anymore. All right." No more of that date. All right.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
Fucking hell!
As soon as Josh sees any female online, he immediately just like Joe used to
look at that ass.
Twin Peaks Worldwide. He actually used to write to women online, and one woman, just the first thing he wrote to her says, "Are you a prostitute?" That's just as a tip, anyway. I think.
Really,
if you ever want to chat someone up online, that's a good opening line.
People are so different now. It's a crazy world.
That fella yelling at the girl with the big ass. His voice reminded me of Josh's cadence, like the same kind of accent. Fucking hell! Look at that ass!
I
It's Kim
forgot about that video.
Kardashian.
Yeah.
No, please don't bring that up again.
Can you play that video?
I'll find it here. Oh no, James is sad about it. Wah.
Fucking hell. Like that.
Look at that ass.
No, but I
Oh,
think
it's-
those people might have been actually set up. Apparently, he was set up for some online, be accused of some kind of pedo activity, but apparently he wasn't actually the person doing it. Someone else.
His
they
woman
knew
got
was.
caught in the crosshairs, so to speak.
Well, yeah, she was. I don't know. I don't think she was particularly.
Oh, there
involved.
goes Jelly Belly and Olive.
Who are you talking about? Got caught.
You know, here it is. Hang on a second.
Justin Roiland?
No, Justin Roiland. That's sick bastard. He's ruined his career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is.
There's Jelly Belly and Olive on the move. Go on, Jelly Belly, you're going again.
On the
Fucking hell,
move.
look at that ass. Kim Kardashian. Fuck me. Look at that. She's on crack.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Oh,
Hey, well done,
Christ.
officers. We appreciate it.
That's like been injected with like chip fat or something.
Fucking hell, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, but it's just like she's just disfigured. It's just bizarre.
She's on crack.
What's he mean about being on crack?
Well, like that's a joke because
No,
her
it's a
crack is
joke.
hanging out.
Crack. Yeah.
Her butt crack.
I don't find that very sophisticated humour.
That's a genius level sort
That's
of comedy.
high end humor, actually.
Yeah,
Ben.
high up there.
Yeah, like what kind of person stands there filming that and gives it that commentary? This Jelly Belly character, he's completely innocent. How dare you? How do you get an ass like that, though? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Go on, Jelly Belly. There's Jelly Belly and Olive on the move. Go on, Jelly Belly, you're going again. Fucking hell, look at that ass. Kim Kardashian. Fuck me. Look
Yeah,
at
the worst
that.
thing is she's just got it all hanging out.
She's on crack.
Doesn't make any sense.
Fucking hell. Hey, well done, officers. We appreciate it.
He's really
Like
good.
really disturbed about it.
But then just at the
Fucking
end,
hell.
he's like really, oh yeah, thank
Go
you,
on, Jelly
officers.
That dialect, his accent, it's quite charming. Really.
That's
Fucking hell.
that's full on Manchester. That.
Oh, is that what that
Yeah.
is? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that incident happened at the same time as when I went to see Christabel. It was just part of the Lynchian magic in the air that night.
There's a guy I know on Instagram who makes miniatures around Manchester. He usually does like old pubs that are not yet gentrified, and he sounds exactly like that. Like, fucking hell! Like that.
Fucking hell!
Yeah.
Actually, yesterday in my neighborhood, somebody had an open house. They were selling their house, and there was some woman with her kid, and she was a white woman, but she obviously had the ass implants put into her. I'm like, I don't want that in my neighborhood. Jesus Christ. It was just like a fucking mess. I should have said that. Fucking hell, look at the ass on her. Maybe then she wouldn't have bought.
As far as
Fucking hell! She's on crack.
You don't want a woman in your neighborhood who's got ass implants. I mean,
Like it was ridiculous level of ass
What?
implants.
what kind of? Was she just an
Like
average white woman, or what did she look like?
She was a bit thick, but she was already probably had a lot of ass. But I think she went to the doctor and they lift it and they inject fat into it. And
She
it was
wasn't
just
like Latino or anything then. Just because those.
no, she was a brunette. She was going for the Kardashian look. She looked like a white woman with that whole dark hair and everything like that. I don't think
Right.
she was a Latina. No.
Right.
What bothers you about it? I mean, the thing is, other than the fact that he just. It's not.
I don't know. It just seems trashy to me. I don't know. You know. But,
You've got to have a bit of money to do that, surely.
well, there you are. Because that's
New-
completely unnecessary, and it's
New money.
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. You got to have a few bucks to do it, but it's becoming more and more popular. So
and thus, more affordable.
One of my clients in her 50s had it done, and it actually was an improvement for her. But she didn't make it like disproportionately gigantic. It's kind of like women get. I've known women who've gotten boob jobs. And they go, "Oh, I wish I'd gotten them bigger," and this sort of thing. And so some of them get them super big, and I feel like that's what this woman did with her ass. Like, it was comical.
Yeah.
But some men like it.
I'm Voltaire. The band Pussifer, don't you?
Of course.
I'll be going to see them in June, I think is when it will be, and I'm seeing them in quite a small venue. So if I get to meet Maynard afterwards, I'll ask him to send you a. Sorry, is Mandela falling asleep?
No, bro. I'm here.
Yeah, good. He's I think you and James Maynard Keenan Maynard, whatever Maynard. You and Maynard would get along with the same type of personalities. You're very high, high on yourselves, and I think you're something special. So I think the two of you.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
You can say, yeah, I've met Ted Nolan. I vacation with Tim Nolan.
Chris
Nolan.
Chris Nolan.
Yeah,
that's like the Brits.
Sim Smith, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, really, is it a small venue? That actually would be cool to hear him sing in a small venue. Quite honestly.
Yeah, no.
Well, Sim Smith was there, but there was also some confusion over Sam Capaldi.
Right, Mo Gilligan announced him as Sam Capaldi. Well, I think everyone had Sam Smith on the brain that night, and he's confused.
Yeah, I like how Sam Smith went down to being like skinnier. Then he was just like, "Fucking hell, fuck this! I'm gonna eat like non-stop kebabs from Derby." Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing these stories, and they just say Sam Smith beefs up, like he's getting pumped. I wouldn't.
Oh, that's no. That's you confusing. That's about him looking like a beef joint.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got all that string wrapped around him in that picture.
He looks heavier than he used to. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can you just answer Chicken Man 1, who was never given a proper name to themselves? They're asking you what you give Cameron's film as a rating, but you've never even watched it, have you, Josh? So.
I've never seen it. No.
Josh, why didn't you watch it?
Did you see Mandela Man crying during the opening few minutes of it? Did you see that?
No.
Mandela Man broke into tears on this show.
No, that was actually what the ending of part 1, I think.
The first shot, yeah. Where coming back out.
Me and Cameron basically had a talk, and
oh boy,
we agreed that basically I think he's a twat.
Oh, please don't go down this one again now.
And he thinks that I'm like just a bit of a cunt. So we agreed to disagree.
I've never been aware that you've had the discussion, and now that we've managed to overcome all of these obstacles, I don't really think you should be
It's a bit of a détente then.
Well, it's the month for it. All the podcasts are having disputes right now.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Yeah, that's not true, by the way, about what Josh was just talking about. That's just him making stuff up.
I do know. Yes, yeah, he does still have.
Josh is a known fantasist.
He does.
He does have that picture of my ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Millie Madonna. I don't know what that is. And if you think about Madonna, that thing is she's got the best of the best plastic surgeons out there, and she still looked like a fucking something out of a Cronenberg film. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
that's like that is genuine mental illness on her.
But she's got the best. She nobody better. She's got everything, fillers, all the fucking baby.
Well, I mean, her career's gone to shit for about 20 years. So
dead baby.
When your career's gone completely shit, and you're involved with people like Guy Ritchie. Jesus Christ.
Why do you hate Guy Ritchie so much? He's made some good films. Come on.
Coming out with a new one.
Good. Well, he's coming out with this new one with Jake Gyllenhaal, which is basically him just saying, I can actually just direct a good war film, instead of like every scene being, oh, mate, fucking hell. Like, yeah. Anyway, I mean, come on.
I like
knows-
Jake-
movies.
Jake
She
Gyllenhaal's
must
taking some absolute stinkers at the minute, actually.
Mm.
Like,
He's
I don't
going to
know
do
what-
Roadhouse remake with Conor McGregor.
He's just
Jesus
getting paid. He
Christ.
did the Ambulance. I went to see Ambulance at the cinema.
No, it's not Ambulance. It's Alliance or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Ambulance.
I've never heard anyone describe it as that. Pronounce
Well,
it.
it's
as that.
LA. It's Ambulance.
No, it's clever.
Actually,
It's
the
like
movie
you
does
notice
take
this.
place in LA.
You look at the LA in the poster, and then you go, that's what I did when I saw it, and I went, I'll buy a piece of that.
Right.
And I went into the cinema, and then I watched it, and I was like, yeah, now that's a nice movie.
Yeah.
Time to get me some Bristol.
But you know, the fact that he's doing a Roadhouse remake with Conor McGregor, it's just I don't know what's going on with Jake Gyllenhaal. You wouldn't think he'd take that kind of a role, truthfully, but hey, maybe he'll do it.
He did Prince of Persia, for God's sake.
That's true. That's true.
He's always done very commercial, and then
you're
he'll
right.
occasionally do the. But
Then he'll do something like Enemy, which is completely a brilliant film, and he's
this
really
is Hollywood
good
for you. You know, he can afford then to do the more odd films. So.
Have you ever seen Enemy, James? Have you ever watched that film?
Yeah, of course.
The goofiest Gyllenhaal movie is the one where he's in the train in Chicago, and it's like the Amtrak train, and he reaches in, and there's like a gun in the bathroom, like for emergency use or something like that. It's like, dude, there's nothing like that on a train, you know. In case of emergency, break glass, and there's a gun. Even though, yeah, it was like virtual or whatever, it just didn't make fucking sense. Like, it was just bad writing. But the best one's Donnie Darko, I think.
Did you see Enemy, Mandela Man?
Enemy. Is that the one? No, I'm thinking Jarhead. Is it another military one?
No, it's a movie about marriage. It's a Denis Villeneuve movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh, you should check it out. You'd like it.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about Justin Roiland and Rick and Morty thing. You know, who would have thought that a guy who does the voices for a cartoon that has, you know, multiple incest, like positive incest jokes, would have got in trouble for something like this? I mean, it's just so far-fetched, right?
What a sick fuck.
Right.
He is. He's got enough pull in Hollywood that he could have had, you know, piping hot 23-year-old wannabe actresses in Hollywood, but he chose to hit on a 15-year-old girls. Like, there's something wrong with you, Justin Roiland.
Yeah,
I'm
isn't it
sorry.
strange? Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, well, there you go. Thanks for the counter opinion there, Josh. That's great.
Well, there's got to be some sort of, you know, there's got to be a conversation in this show, isn't there? We can't just all agree.
That's
Right.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
There's going to have to be somebody else.
Devil's
What
advocate.
age you were talking?
Yeah,
What age you were talking about here?
Somebody's got to play devil's advocate.
Well, you weren't even listening. What were you doing?
What age did you say?
This is
14,
your. Yeah, hang on a minute. Hang on. This is your show, James. You're doing it for us, right?
Yeah.
So you must listen. You have to
Well,
listen to it.
what age did you say?
15.
Justin
15.
Roiland.
So you're saying 15 is acceptable. So
How
if
about
you went
this?
out tomorrow and got yourself a 15-year-old girlfriend,
tomorrow.
you know, like, and then she was pregnant by Tuesday, you think
What?
that's normal, do you?
I'm 43 and then I got a girl pregnant, so it's not
No,
impossible.
but I mean, with Josh, it happens just like this.
No, I'm
They
not
just
that.
hold
I'm not
hands or
that.
something, and she's like, "Oh, you know, I can feel it." I feel something. It
It's very much like Alien Covenant or whatever.
Okay,
You build me up too much, James. I'm not that powerful.
Well, you're kind of like known as the local Morecambe stud.
Local hard man.
More, and you know, I said in the local co-op, more
Literally hard
cum,
man.
and they banned me for that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's Johnny up to these days?
Yeah, we're
that's a good
saying.
question.
Yeah.
I'm glad Josh is here. Maybe he
Making
can
his
mediate
videos.
it. James can't get over it. Him and Johnny had a bit of a falling out. Johnny would like to mend fences and put the past in the past, but James won't have it. Josh, what
Come
do you
on,
think of
Dan.
that?
This is nothing. This
Yeah.
is not the truth at all. I don't know why you're saying.
What do you think, Josh?
What's the truth? I don't know what the truth is. So, James.
Yeah, James.
It's not really very benevolent of me to talk about things like that when we're on the show now, is it? But I'm not aware that he's been constantly reaching out to anyone, as Voltaire's claiming.
Well, you've blocked him, haven't you?
No, but you're suggesting he was constantly reaching out to you.
As far as I'm aware, like from what I remember from a couple of months back, like I've been not really involved. But I remember that Johnny used to say things, and then James, you would go off, and vice versa. You would say things, and Johnny would go off. Which is strange because you seem to get on well on videos, but then I think you maybe clashed, like I don't know, on some sort of, I don't know whether it was a fundamental level or like a. This is just, I'm not even...
Fundamental level. I like that.
I don't know. It was like there was some sort of schism between you.
Just creatively, it didn't work, did it? Come on.
I thought
the first time I spoke to Johnny online, he told me to fuck off, basically. Because
so did I.
No, you didn't. Anyway, if we're going to talk about this seriously, at least let me finish.
So,
the first time you met me online, you didn't tell me to fuck off. Johnny did, but I thought, oh, okay, that's what he's like. He's got a few problems. I'll give him a chance, and I did, and it never sorted itself out. Johnny just clearly thought that he would come in and sort of like do his thing and never sort of change for the better. And he
what the fuck are you talking about? Change for the better? What do you mean by that?
Well, he never got to the point where he would start talking the most over, more than anyone else.
What do you mean? You said that was his problem, that he went on and on, like he finished other people's sentences. I remember you complaining.
Clearly, I think this is an example of.
This is turning into like a sort of Philip moment now.
No, I mean mostly Johnny was pretty quiet. I mean, he would come on after smoking marijuana and stuff or whatever cannabis.
Oh, come on with the marijuana again with the marijuana.
Mandela man, are you letting me going to talk? He's not coming on again. He's never coming on again. I'm not having someone who comes on here again who's basically a nasty piece of work.
We're just saying we all get along with him, but
so he can go and fuck himself.
Oh,
bloody hell!
Okay, now.
Yeah.
I pretended for ages and ages that he was okay. I never liked him. End of.
Oh, James.
Personality.
This is going off like this is worse than what I would say.
So what? Who gives a shit at the end of the day? It's true. So
you had to go at me for saying that Mark was a boring bastard for like a year and a half.
Yeah, but you didn't invite Mark onto the show. I invited Johnny onto the show. And I got treated like shit by him. So why should I be nice about him now?
All right. Okay.
What?
I thought it went. Because I sort of left the show essentially.
Like, you don't know anything about any of this, Mandela man. You don't know what happened between me and him. Why are you muttering to yourself about this?
Enlighten me. I didn't.
Well, from what I saw from afar, I left. I sort of stopped doing the show for quite a long time. And
he just rang me up and called me a bipolar fuck, and then threatened me saying, "If I see you," and I'm like, "Well, are you coming over to it?"
We all say things in the moment, like you can't forgive.
Well, that's his last moment then. Because if someone did that to me in person, they'd be looking at, to see whether, there was another moment coming for them. I'm not like someone who messes around.
Okay.
If someone wants to be a wannabe Italian gangster fat person around me, watch out.
You're saying that Johnny,
rip your pants down and penetrate you from behind.
Are you saying that Johnny would see a fistful of fives?
No, he'd just be sort of like
up the ass.
It'd be off defending it, his.
Okay, easy.
I'm just gonna get a drink.
Johnny, hey, I'll tell you what. You kicked Johnny off, James, but he's still.
I did I?
He's still a fan. He's still a fan watching this broadcast probably right now. So I don't see why.
Well, if you're going to be like a fan of this show, then why treat me like shit?
Do you not think that it would be possible to get Johnny back on? Maybe. What if you went on Johnny's show? That way, he's not coming on your show, and you can talk about it there.
That was part of the originally, Josh.
Why don't we all go on Anna's show and talk about her tits?
I would.
If I was invited, I would be happy to do
all
that.
this is basically shit talk on your part, Josh. I've given you what you want. Are you happy now? That's it. End.
All right, bloody hell! I only asked a question.
You might have told your purpose. You wanted me to mouth off about Johnny.
Hey, Josh is a legacy on the show.
All Johnny does on his channel now is videos where he gets the audio from Queen of Hearts and then puts like random music over it. So how can I go on one of those videos?
I detest a little bit of like, I don't know, like malice,
anger.
Yeah,
detest.
Towards
well, that's over doing more and more videos with Johnny. Yes, I grew more and more to dislike him.
Oh well, that's a shame. I only asked the question. I'm just asking.
It is a shame. It really is a shame.
It is a shame because I remember when I left, you started doing videos with Johnny. I didn't even know who Johnny was.
Yeah, you guys had a good dynamic, James.
It wasn't after you.
It was.
But you lot are really good at taking in what I present as being acceptable. Do you not think I just got Johnny on because he was so enthusiastic to talk about Twin Peaks? So I knew that the show could therefore carry on with that. But then after a while, I got so fed up of it.
What,
so I'm very good at putting on a presentable kind of show and giving the impression that I get on with people when I might not. So
okay, well, we'll talk about something else then.
How's Philip doing? Have you? I saw him in the chat a little bit. I hope he's doing okay.
Philip.
Or not Philip. Sorry. What's his name? The one who.
Well, Peter is one of my favorite people to have had on the show, but he certainly garnered some reactions where some people would be saying, "Oh my God, what's going off on the show?" And
it's just an audio problem. That's fine.
But he was. I mean, he's a really honest person, but he obviously had his own health issues and stuff behind the scenes. So. And the thing is, he's very much just forward. He says what's wrong with him. He says what's up with him and stuff. With Johnny, he didn't know anything. It was all private. So,
well, that's the same for me. I mean, I try and keep
not really.
You've
mentioned some things quite. I mean, you've talked about your own problems.
You get pretty about yourself.
You've talked about yes, they're even bigger in person than on here.
I try to talk about funny things personally, like the time I made a dildo out of plasticine.
You obviously failed because that was not a moment that I see as being funny. I actually see it as being deep-seated sexual kind of longings on your part. And
yeah, probably as a kid.
Many psychiatrists would agree with me that you wanted to put the dildo in your anus. And
I think I did put the dildo in my anus.
He tried it. He said, "It's not for me, thanks."
Yeah, but Mandela Man, he has actually sucked big black cock, for instance.
That's true.
That's actually correct.
I mean, have you? That's the question.
I haven't. No, I have not. I don't even know.
Ever...
I only know.
It was a fluke.
I only know half a black person. So.
Have you ever thought about mentioning to your current squeeze, how about going to Nigeria for a week? And then one thing could lead to another. Just go to a local bar, say to a man in there, my girlfriend's interested. Can I join in?
Oh, he's not. He never said he was into cucking.
That's not cooking. That's bisexuality.
There's some kind of English thing about the like the people in Africa.
No, it's just James.
James.
Sorry.
Yeah, you have like a English like English fetishization of these people in Africa,
like slaves.
No, not like slaves.
Yeah, I do. I mean, what's wrong with that? If I could have my own African slave, I would be well into.
Come on now.
No, but I watched Wakanda Forever this week, and it gave me that
Okay.
idea. Yes.
Oh shit!
I could see that with that movie.
That movie's
No,
designed to
I've been.
uplift
I remember
people.
I've been to Zambia, so I'm just.
Yeah,
That
you've
movie-
been banned from there
That
too.
movie's racist as hell.
What are you
Also-
talking about?
The Black Panther. It whips up, people into a frenzy.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the first one. I've seen.
How did it whip anyone up into a frenzy?
Sexual
It's like,
frenzy. Is what it means.
They're a nation. They're a nation that's supposed to be like a utopia, but they don't share their technology with the rest of the world. It's just It's just for them. I realize it's an outreach program now, but that's like the whole idea of what I said earlier with the aliens, the fake technology, and of your overlords, or some nation that we never saw before. Could be Nazis in Antarctica for all we know, flying these UFOs.
Yeah, sure.
What?
Yeah, they had bases down during World War II. Like during Paperclip, we took some of them, and Russians took some of them, but some of them seemed to like disappear.
Really?
There's like a new Schwabenland down there. Yeah, they might live down there. And the parts you
Well,
can't.
anyway, none of that analysis of Black Panther has convinced me that the film is in itself racist. I watched Wakanda Forever, and if anything,
Well, for a start, you're saying it wrong.
it made me fonder of black people.
Oh, did it? That's great. Mission accomplished.
Surely,
then.
I mean, I don't think black people are going to see it, and they're going to want to become a member, literally, of a Black Panther.
Well, let's remember the name is literally based on a terrorist group. Like,
Wow, the character's been in the comics for years.
Freedom fighters. I'm sorry.
Good. There's plenty of white,
Yeah, hang on.
Why not black races?
Hasn't Black Panther been a thing for longer than the Black Panthers have been a thing?
I have to look it up now. When did
Yeah.
the comic
course
book
it's
character come out?
Black Panther.
It's not based only off that, but yeah.
It was an animal, that the Black Panther Party named it.
Anyway, the second one was pretty good. I enjoyed it, but it's very much just a Marvel movie, and it feels like a film made during the pandemic. Absolutely. But,
Yeah.
Interesting. It was the first appearance of Black Panther was in 1966.
Oh well, maybe the Black Panthers was before then.
It might have been contemporary to it, truthfully.
Yeah.
but I mean, the idea of saying a film with a largely black cast is racist, is insane, frankly.
That's not my point about.
And I mean, it makes you sound
not the
partly
cat.
a bit racist, to be honest.
Not the cast, James. The storyline.
Yeah, but you've not said anything which convinces me. How is that racist?
It's about an isolationist nation of one race.
Yeah, so what?
If that was white people, it would be
Sounds like England.
Nazis.
It's a comic book.
They would look like Nazis behind a wall.
No.
Build a wall.
That's insane.
That concept's there, right? What do you mean it's insane?
I don't know. I have to.
You just sound a bit like you got like an IQ of 90 or something. I'm
I
sorry.
have to agree. I do. I'm sorry, Ben. I know.
You sound like you got brain damage.
I appreciate your points quite a lot of the time, like the aliens down in Antarctica and etc. But
That's true, actually. Yeah.
it is. But
Hey
I
man,
went to Antarctica and I saw aliens.
I live in Chicago, Josh, and we've been getting looks from African American ladies and gentlemen.
what do you mean? What kind of looks?
Lately, just looks like we're trying to be peaceful and open the door for them and be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like cutting in line, saying like outbursts.
Yeah.
It's probably nothing to do with how you might have
specific. You know what I mean?
I think that's because they've just been watching Avatar 2.
All kinds of different things.
So they're really angry about it.
Well, Disney's got an agenda. I mean, you're acting like it's not there, but come on, bro. It's there.
I don't know. I can't. But I find it difficult to believe that every black person.
I agree. By now, we should have an African American superhero. But do they all have to be that? Does Captain America have to turn African? Does it all have to?
No.
Do they all have to be?
You're saying every superhero now will soon that everybody will be black.
It'll be
even
disabled.
Mighty Mouse.
It'll be a
black
disabled.
Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, it'll be a disabled person, a minority, an LGBTQ, or it won't be made. Like, period. Or some marginalized group. It could be Native Americans. That's all the movies you guys are going to see now from now until maybe 20 years from now.
Mm.
Maybe we need like methadone man.
You used to.
Tramadol man.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This
With
is
all
just
the,
ridiculous.
with all
Though.
the
This kind
Pfizer
of
commercials we have and stuff. That
it's just
sounds about
nonsensical. Totally. I've watched this new show starting on Disney called Alaska Daily with Hilary Swank, and I recommend that to everyone.
I'll ask her
It's
daily.
basically Alaska Daily. It's a bit like Twin Peaks.
bro.
I'll show it to you on my screen now. Look,
Orson Welles, Other Side of the Wind. What are
Alaska Daily.
Daily? Come on, bro. You haven't watched that yet?
No, I haven't.
Why? When I start talking about a new show, do you
I'm
want to
just
just
saying,
immediately start?
I'm just saying, we're film reviewers, and you're pitching like this Hilary Swank thing. I don't know. It just seems like
Well, I'm just
you
100%
want to watch
serious
it
about
clap,
this.
you know.
As a full-blown autist, I just want to say Alaska Daily is one of the best things I've seen recently.
Put it off a long time.
There you are.
And I'm on the second episode now.
Mm.
So
I find it hard to believe.
that's Alaska Daily.
Okay, I'll have to check it
I
out.
don't know. I just think you need to question your appreciation. Like,
No,
is Orson Welles,
I love Disney as a company. I want to
is
see.
Orson Welles that good? No.
I want to see him make money. Disney gave me a lot of great memories, so I'm just saying, like, it's hurting the bottom line. That's a fact.
At the start of the second episode, she sees a large, sort of one of those things. What are they called? Like at the start of Northern Exposure.
A moose?
Yeah.
Sounds great. Okay.
So yeah, what happens is she sees the moose and then she Googles, "Is a moose going to kill me?" And then goes the opposite direction.
All right.
The Super Bowl has already started.
Yeah, that's fake news. Doesn't start till 3:30.
burned into my memory.
Still got an hour and a half, but yeah, it's I do need to start getting ready to get going.
Ashton, I really would have thought that you writing such crap as that as well. Thank you.
How satanic will the halftime show be?
But if you want to keep writing
It's your
stuff like
best
this
time.
in the chat, then I'll stop doing live videos sooner rather than later, especially due to people like Josh Backhouse bringing that load of shit that he brought today. I mean,
What did I do?
how he can sleep
Good.
after that.
No, he kept it interesting. So.
You brought a load of shit to him, Josh. How do you feel about that?
I'm not appreciative.
You feel a bit
I don't
attacked,
think
don't you?
I do.
He
Yeah,
likes being horrible to me.
I don't know. I haven't been on in such a long time. I say to James, "Oh, I'll come on later after that twat with the suit's been on." He says, "Oh, are you coming on then, or what?" So I take the link. I come on.
Yeah, but you're drinking like Carling.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it's obviously making you behave in a certain way, which is...
I don't think so, James.
Good Lord, like the marijuana earlier, it's making you behave.
James is not a fan of any things.
That's what.
Well, no, I'm
anything's
talking
at all.
about in certain situations, like if you can't just talk on a video show without the aid of either stimulants or in Josh's, hard liquor. I think it's
Carling is beer,
not-
isn't it?
Yeah, it's not hard liquor, James.
Hey, only
Jesus.
hey, only
well, maybe it's just the way it goes to you. What goes to your head? It's like you're acting like you're off your tits. Coming in, like,
It's
basically with
Goral. Don't start belching, Josh. You'll really lose his
bringing
shit.
all this swagger.
There's
Coming
no
in,
swagger.
raising the dead, basically,
I
trying to
really
make
love
me
that.
upset.
Oh, you're up here drinking Carling.
And then
It's
when I
obviously
do get
affected
upset,
you.
you're like flipping wanking off about it.
I am not wanking about anything.
You love making me upset.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but James, let's be honest. All I did was ask.
And I could see Mandela Man laughing about it,
I asked him.
doing wanker signs at the screen. It's like,
No, this is not true. I asked a question.
it is true. I tell you.
I asked a question.
Fucking hell. It's not funny in the slightest.
It's very funny. Oh, Jesus. Thank
I
you.
asked a question, and you went. I obviously took the nerve that I wasn't aware of, and you went ape shit. You know,
Bullshit, you knew about the nerve already.
I did not know about the nerve at all.
Yes, you
Fucking
did.
hell.
I didn't.
You totally do. You're a sensitive, creative, musical person. You know which chord to strum to get me, aerator, basically.
I don't want to strum you.
And you chose that chord very specifically.
And he chose to purposely come on here full of carling.
Raise my hackles. Yeah, he's probably had about 2 cans of that before he even came on. 10 cans of malt liquor.
He knows how that affects you to see
He's
somebody
standing
drinking.
out on the street on his stoop all day, playing Run DMC or something. With it in like a paper bag, going, yeah, I know what's gonna make Woolly's ass get all ruffled tonight.
Why'd you say it was hard liquor, though? Why would you misrepresent something like that,
No, it is for Josh. I know what he's like. He says he gets just one smell of one sip. When I was on the bus with him, some years back now, I admit it's not recent. We went, but I still considered him a friend then. Now, and he was at the back of the bus, eyeing everyone up, and then he just pulled out this kind of Carling, hard liquor as I call it, from his coat, and then cracked it open at the back end of the bus, and he was like,
Yeah.
You want and he was like, do you want a link, bro? And I says, I don't touch that now. Pushed it away from him.
Well, how old are you now, James? Are you 50 yet?
No. I don't want to go into what age am I and things like this on the video now.
Why? Hang on a minute. You had to go before about people
Someone might
going
start
into details about their own lives.
Someone might start trying to identify me as might steal my identity or something.
Sod off.
How
old are you?
On here, you kept trying to put out my flipping address online.
We tell you what,
it doesn't make any difference.
That was a classic moment, though. Be fair.
Yeah.
Like I could be 65 doing these videos. It doesn't make any difference. You're still going to come on and go to bed, you twat, or something, or what's happened to that guest, just to bring up some kind of shit.
Anyway, what happened with
all that earlier? That was me acting, right?
What happened with Cameron anyway?
When?
Yeah, what happened with him?
Recently. Because I know for a fact something did.
Oh. No, me and Cameron are on good terms and everything's fine.
That's not what he told me.
This is totally the flipping malt liquor at work. He's going off on some bloody weird tangent that's just totally hard.
He's definitely not 42 trapped in plastic.
Can we just stop talking about everybody?
I think you must be 47. Is that right?
How do you know that these
He's
things?
Gotta be.
Yeah.
I'm 40.
Because you're how old, Ben?
43.
Right. And how old's Voltaire?
A week ago.
I am 42.
42. That's right.
All right, can we just stop talking about my age? I don't want to talk about it anymore because
so you're
not
what?
relevant to the show.
You're 47. That's right.
And you'll just hold it against me the more and more if I do future shows.
Well, you always
saying,
used to say that I was
James is this age,
Yeah, you always used to say that I was 18. So, which I think was like a wish fulfillment.
Because he wanted to groom you, yeah.
Yeah, like a fantasy, yeah.
He's like, oh, he's too old for me.
No, I never said that. I always
yeah. Because I'm not even in my 20s anymore. So that's like them days are over.
Okay, so this whole thing is basically another thing based around you talking about yourself.
Always.
Typical selfishness.
Bro. You always say that about what people are talking about, but you've talked about these same things.
Man, when I make a joke about something or say a comment, you don't come in with really serious response. Sometimes.
He's trying to defend poor Josh.
I told you I don't get sarcasm before, right? That's part of my character. So
no,
you can't get rid of it. I might take you serious.
You do understand it. You just do it on purpose, I think.
No, I swear to Christ. Most of the time, I think you guys are serious. You're just bullshitting around about something.
Well, maybe it's...
No, I believe that Mandela Man can't pick up sarcasm.
Anyway, I don't really understand what the hell we're talking about right now.
Been a
We're
problem.
talking about Mandela Man.
I thought we were going to get into something about films before we finish.
Like, I
the show.
believe in the earnestness stuff.
For Lord's sake. And can I just say,
For
going
Lord's
back on all that
sake.
stuff with you, Brink, can I just say, yeah, I've become very religious recently. For Lord's sake. Which Lord? I don't know. But anyway,
Please on earth.
all that stuff about Johnny, I don't want any bad feeling between people from the past and all that. I don't honestly...
That's too late for that. It's too late for that.
I don't feel any bad feelings towards Johnny or anyone else.
Well, your comments are not indicative of that. Sorry.
What in the fuck?
I felt angry with Johnny. I'll tell you that.
I feel
But
crazy.
that's surely I'm entitled to.
Let's face it, Johnny is a toxic person.
No, he's not. He's just another person who wants to come on the show and everything, and that's great. And I commend him for all the effort he put into also promoting the show and coming on it. I mean, we're only a tiny thing on YouTube, and there's no reason for anybody to be falling out with each other. Like,
I believe if the handcuffs were taken off of conversation here, we would be bigger. Like, don't get mad at what he says. Just fight back and let's keep it going. You know, I thought you guys had a cool dynamic back and forth.
but I could have a cool dynamic with anybody who comes on. I think
a lot of your shows with just him.
At the end of the day, if it's just guys basically wanking off each other, like, I don't know how many people really want to view this. Like,
well, you're the one who's got to secure, Melanie and that like that.
I mean, maybe if I brought Melanie, what?
Millie.
I do think that's. I think Ben makes a great point. I do think that this show does miss the female voice, which you James, you have a
Millie's
thing.
It's the early morning for her, and if she came on now,
right? But
she'd probably have to be really quiet.
We had Jamie, who left because of your toxicity,
because of you causing limitant.
Indeed.
And we had.
Go on.
Nothing to do with my toxicity.
Go on, Josh. Go on. Let the man make his point.
We had Chloe, who I'm still friends with, who I think she's a great. Well, that's not what she says to me. She said I left the show because James was a total piece of shit.
Right. Well,
and why did Anna leave the chat?
Well, maybe some of my actions around.
Since you were just talking to her, Josh, why did Anna leave the chat?
Anna was never a fan of James. Especially when James said,
"Oh, for God's sake, can you please stop this now?"
Yeah, there we go. That's what I thought.
That's not true. Anyway, she doesn't dislike me or anything in particular. I mean, she
just finds you. She just thinks. She just finds you unsettling because you wanted pictures of her Bristols.
Well, I mean, it's unsettling for me to tell her that Voltaire wanted the pictures and I was sending them to him. Yes.
What a liar! Who said that? I didn't try to get pictures of her.
This is the truth. That's what I did.
I never asked you for pictures
and
of her.
I was completely blatant with Anna about it and then acted all like surprised that she may have thought that was not quite a good thing. So,
whoa! You told her that I asked you to solicit nudes of her for me? I've heard some bollocks in my life, but that's taken
I didn't solicit them. I'm just talking about sending them because, I've still got Anna as a friend now on Facebook, but she's put her Facebook page so that I can't see any of her pictures.
She's left the chat
I wonder
because
why.
you were pressuring her to come on the show, and then when she wouldn't, you said, "Well, I don't know why you're in this chat." Then blah blah blah. And she left, just like Millie left when you were. Her.
No, it's not to do with that. Come on. I mean, Millie's saying in the chat, for instance, now that she could come on, but it's timing, isn't it? I forgot about playing Scrabble with her. I mean, that was a pretty enjoyable thing, to be honest. I think
no, it's not time.
Ages back.
If somebody's watching the show, that means they usually have free time and they're just sitting there watching.
The thing with Millie is she really likes
it is
watching
butt crack in the morning in Australia, Monday morning, right?
Yeah, that's Australia's always going to be. I mean, Australia basically is its own planet. But
yeah, I do shows in the middle of the night, yo.
I mean, I think for Millie,
Millie has a normal schedule. She doesn't sleep 3 days and then up.
It's like an experience of doing her previous job where she looked after disturbed teenagers. So this is a bit like a throwback to that, watching the show and everything.
Taking care of you.
Well, no, because we seem like we are disturbed teenagers, especially someone like Josh, who is toxic and addicted to malt liquor.
Hard liquor.
Yeah, I mean, I bought was actually in America. Let me tell you, and
well, like
one
you,
whiff of
like
that.
Ashton said that she would come on, so that would be good.
Yeah, but she's got to come on via Facebook chat because of limitations with her Amazon tablet, but she can't download Google on. So
Yeah, those tablets belong. They don't do shit.
Millie, all right, then Millie says she can come on. I'll just send her a link now. Then
Drum roll.
I think it's very understandable as well to just go back to Josh and make him realise the error of his ways in terms of like raising my ire and everything and making me get angry. He makes me get angry. Like I like everybody on this show getting on, you know, and I feel like Darius said when he was on Pop Idol, he says, you know, you can feel the love in this room and everything. So when that love is broken, that's when I become malicious because I feel like, you know, I'm a very sensitive person and I'm actually a very
you're quite a shy person. It's true.
A lot of people don't realize this, but I am quite shy.
But hey,
the thing with Josh, he's got a lot of front and he thinks he's a combination of Mike Patton and that guy out of Tool or whatever, Maynard Keenan and stuff. He kind of puts this big front up like, yeah. But in reality, underneath that and underneath all of the alcohol that he pumps through his veins and wearing like the wife beater vests and all that, he's actually a soft kitten.
No, I'm hard.
Odd.
You don't look hard.
I'm under the impression that if people are friends, especially good friends or best friends, they should be able to say derogatory things to each other all the time without getting mad.
Yeah, but all right, come on, that is not true on something like this. Remember me, I made a comment towards Johnny about his appearance. That didn't go well, did it? You know, Johnny started making pictures of me as like the Yeti or something, which is pretty funny. But the thing is, the reality is, I think Voltaire's right on this. You have to have some boundaries, otherwise everything becomes absolute anarchy, and you don't realize that some people are inevitably going to get hurt. You can't just be totally ruthless towards everybody.
Shut the fuck up.
No, Josh, this is true. I'm actually trying to help people out there who might be watching this.
What was that council meeting during COVID? What did they say?
Fuck off.
Read the rules and understand them, okay?
No, it was that. Fuck off.
You could do a Twin Peaks Day recreation of that. All of the stuff that Cameron's been. Did you see how kind of invested Cameron got into all of that? And because he's had a lot of problems from those people who run it. A lot of those people were the people who.
How do you mean he's become invested? I know he doesn't like those people.
Not invested, but he doesn't. A lot of those people were the people who were giving Queen of Hearts so much harassment. Can you please?
Can you please?
Please.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
He's on the hard liquor. We'll give the guy a break, James.
Would they have to pay you to bring Trio over there, or would you just do it for the exposure?
That's a good question, Josh.
I would do it to expose. Sorry, what? Say again.
For the band's exposure, or would they have to pay you like room and board and to do the gig?
They would have to
flight down there. Josh
expect...
demands first class accommodations, including airline fare. You know?
I would like to stay in a place that's got a roof and is warm. Yeah, but yeah, if they said come over, if they said come over and play your music in Snoqualmie, then I'd say
the venue just seemed kind of small to me. Like,
but Josh's music is nothing to do with Twin Peaks.
Once DJ, and so
He's
there's
got
really
songs like Gandolfini.
Well, you don't think he could, if he wanted to do a cover of the Pink Room music, you don't think Josh was talented
No,
enough
he's
to
got
do it? I
weird
think
songs
he could.
like Gandolfini, and then another one's called Eamon and Ruth, and then
That's
another's called.
that's false.
Then he's got another one for saying stuff like, what's on ITV4
What?
today? It's kind of like
how many trio records?
browsing ITV.
What the
Everyone's
hell?
been down that road, haven't they?
Speaking in tongues.
James, are you having a stroke?
Yeah. Well, I did have a few mod liquors earlier, so yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Easy. No,
How many records you cut with that band so far?
Only one.
Or just the one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd hope that it would be at least 70 by now, but it's not happening. But no, I hope that. I mean, things have happened in my life that have stopped us from sort of doing stuff, and everyone's on different pages. So, but
Almost
yeah,
bands.
I think
there's no need to start getting all serious, just.
no. Well,
it sounds like he's going to be like that IT guy in the Office UK. I'm making shit tons in modeling, so I don't have time for.
I don't want to. I do want to get sort of modeling actually, because I feel like I don't do that enough. So
Yeah.
Things have happened.
Now he's got to find a new bass player. He's got a lot. The music's on hold.
That's right. The music's
It's been on hold for a long time.
What?
Yeah, but on the record, can't you just
do it without a bass player? Use a Moog.
If you make a record, Josh, can't you just pick up the bass and fill in?
I like Moog, for instance.
Yeah. Or do you guys have
you ever heard of like Nick Kershaw or Howard Jones? Just take a few
I have heard
tips
of
from
Nick
them.
Kershaw. Yeah,
Go back to the basics.
I've been speaking with Nick Kershaw about playing bass with Trio, and he said,
excellent.
He went,
well,
where's he from again, Nick Kershaw?
Probably somewhere down south.
I think he was like, yeah, I'll, with his accent, he said, I'll do it.
Nice.
But but that was about a year and a half ago, and he hasn't got back to us. So.
But
no, it'll happen. It will. We will get back to it. We're still young. Well, ish.
When you recorded the record, did you record each track separately, or did you guys play live?
I know where he's from, Nick Kershaw.
You know what I mean?
Bristol.
You know what I mean?
Oh, really? Well, yeah.
Seriously,
So we recorded. We did a guide recording as a band. That's where we got the drums from. So we took the drums from those guide recordings that were isolated drums, and then we re-recorded guitar and bass over top of that. Because there's so many overdubs.
So separately then, right?
There's so many guitar overdubs that we needed to be able to isolate them and experiment with them.
Yeah. Some people say that. I think that that Get Back style. I mean, that could be interesting, but it's hard. It's harder, to have everybody playing live.
I think a live session, putting that on YouTube is a great idea, but I don't know that live albums are, recording straight, in one session is a great idea. I mean, there's not really I don't know. You don't really need to do that anymore. It's not that interesting.
Rattle and Hum, I think they did that for that, right?
The Doors did it a lot.
Yeah.
Hello.
Anyway, I've got to run, fellas. I got to go to my Super Bowl event. So it's nice chatting with everybody. Nice to see you again,
Voltaire, that's gay.
Enjoy your sports.
Don't tell me.
No, it's more. I you know what? Honestly, I don't care about the game. I don't have any money on it. I don't have anything to do with these teams. But it's more of the social aspect, getting together with people. You know what I mean?
Hello.
I'm big on that kind of stuff.
Breads and circuses.
Is that Millie saying hello?
Yeah, it is. He's recorded. He's psycho. He jerks off to it. Sadly, there was going to be a gambling bill that didn't get passed in California, so gambling is still illegal here. Sorry.
No, Millie
Oh, did I come in at the wrong time?
No, it's perfect
We
timing.
can continue talking about jerking off. It's okay.
Hello.
No, that is not Millie. I just found that as an Australian woman saying hello.
Did you?
And it just sounds like her by accident. So hello, Millie, and thank you for appearing.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yes, hello,
Hello.
Millie. And
Hello.
Well, take no offense, Millie, but I actually have to make my exit just as you come on. So
yeah, go do your Super Bowl thing.
all right, everybody, have a good one.
cheers, Voltaire. All the best. Take care.
See you a bit, Jeff.
Well, since you're on now, Millie, and everything, we can maybe just round off the video or whatever with just any discussion of anything related to the video, which many people have said it was excellent, which I did prior to this with the guy from Wisteria Lodge, where we mainly talked about Moogs and chords used in his band, and also about Twin Peaks. And I did actually in that video mention some things to do with you, with no permission, but I said, I hope you don't mind that you might, your comments about saying you felt flat and things like this. Not when you were like in a cartoon and they
Who are you talking to?
rolled you over and you became flat, but like at the end of Twin Peaks: Return and stuff. And I'm talking to Millie, Josh. Not everything is about you, okay?
You've not made that clear though. Who are you talking to?
I think it's pretty clear. Right. As soon as Millie appears, I immediately start talking to the female in the room because I'm a polite man, okay?
Yeah, driving them away. Yeah.
And a very young one. So
47.
no, Millie. Listen back to it and you'll see what we mean. But he really had a lot to say. I'll mention. So yeah.
So you did that before this one?
Yeah, we did another video, and then I stopped it, and then Voltaire came on, and then Josh came on, and all hell loose. And I do still feel bad for my unleashing after what Josh provoked me to say, and I just wanted to apologise to people out there for that, and to Mandela Man, who also provoked me as well. More.
What?
Well, you were just by the way you were staring into the camera. And
I just want to be honest and open.
In fact, I would say I don't hold myself responsible. I hold just Josh due to drinking strong liquor, and then also you.
We should be able to have a therapy session with each other. I mean, we're friends. What the hell?
Well,
Be able
anyway.
to discuss deeper things.
Just want to say
it is true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This show is sponsored by Carlin.
And Mandate.
And Mandate, yeah.
Maybe you've gone a bit far now, Josh.
And The Leftovers.
And The Leftovers on HBO.
I've never watched The Leftovers, but I know it's supposed to be very good.
It's fucking excellent, bro.
It's a great show.
Yeah. Got some deep lore.
Millie, how come we're not seeing your video feed? What's going on? That's not fair.
Yeah, I never seen you, Millie.
Well, she's probably only just got up. Right?
Yeah, I do have morning hair.
Are you referring? What hair are you referring to?
No.
Oh, hang on.
Oh my
What hair do
God.
I- Hang on.
What the fuck?
That was a funny comment.
Oh my God.
There we go.
Your hair looks fine to me.
I can pause here.
That was a bit fast.
Yeah. That was a
And
blood.
the sun's coming right through onto my face, so I just look ghosty, like Josh.
Are you?
hell?
Are you? Are you making a lot of your own vegetables and things like that, and even
Making vegetables?
like growing them, like goats as
okay,
well
yeah.
and stuff like that, Millie?
Yep, I'm growing veggies and I'm growing medicinal plants.
Do you have any goats?
I've got chickens.
Do you eat them?
No. I've named them. No.
You
Do you
wouldn't
take
eat
their
them.
eggs?
Ever.
Do you take their unfertilized eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had an egg issue lately, like a lot of these farmers in America,
No.
where they stopped
It's-
producing for a while?
It's Purina. And Purina, I think, were making dog food that was killing a lot of dogs too. So
It's a certain kind of
don't
feed.
buy Purina.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
What were they putting in there? Razor blades?
Just something, they changed something in the recipe and they wouldn't eat it. But if you fed them table scraps, suddenly they start producing eggs back again. So
Yeah.
What, the dogs?
People with
they figured it was the They stopped producing eggs when they ate this feed.
Yeah, dog eggs.
Kind of feed. Yeah. So it did happen over there too.
No, well, not with mine.
No, I mean like in your country's supply of eggs.
I don't know, but I dare say that they'll probably try and stop you from having chicken soon. There'll be some reason.
You got to eat crickets.
Yeah.
How dare say?
We're not.
They won't stop you having chicken. Come on. Right, look at this picture here now. Who do you think this is? It's not me. This is Josh's new member of his band, Nick Kershaw.
That's Mr. Kershaw.
He's from Bristol, just like Anna. I actually used to have hair like that.
Fabulous.
He's got a great set of lips.
Why?
That wasn't
put him on
gay at
like
all.
some trombone or something?
Wasn't gay at all.
This is him now. He's changed his look a bit. I didn't like the way he's sort of like moved his neck a bit, like in his head, and he looks a bit cocky in this picture.
And he's
like,
looking a bit discount Sting, right?
Like, yeah, I'm a member of Trio. Get it?
James is like cockaverse. Like he does not like any form of like cockery.
Well, I don't like Kershaw. I'll tell you that.
All right.
Are you a fan of Kershaw, Millie?
I have no idea who that is.
What?
I don't either.
Oh, I don't know why.
I'm
Yeah,
lost.
he did do a song in the 80s called I Won't Let the Sun Go
What was that
Down
noise
on Me.
just then?
I don't know. I think it's Millie hitting our mic to try and annoy me, in fact. But
Good tap in this broadcast.
this is actually just a preview of the Twin Peaks days in Twin Peaks on the 24th.
It's crazy that image because of all the warnings we saw on the flyer. Don't do this. Don't
That's
do
something similar to what happened when I went to meet Anna down south.
What, she did that? Put a log
No,
between
except
her
it was like coming out.
that. Nice.
But
the
the
log
log
was
was coming
actually
out of the
coming out.
anus.
Yeah,
Where did you see that?
just in the street.
You saw a woman shitting.
Yeah.
You've really brought this to a new low now, Josh. I mean, that is just... We've got like a flipping... We have actually got a female on the show right now.
I'm sure Millie knows what that is, though. Millie does.
But it doesn't mean that you have to say things like that. Did you not hear the way she was speaking just a minute ago? It sounded like the Queen.
The Queen was not Australian.
Like, hello.
No one has ever said I sound like the Queen, ever.
Like a female version of
I'm
Viv.
so flattered.
This is
Hey, but
actually
what-
a log lady again.
Is that Millie?
No, that's
Wow.
somebody who was in Seattle or something like that, I think, some years back.
Right.
I don't understand that kind of thing. I actually think
The owls are not what they
brings-
seem.
it should be banned. It brings Twin Peaks into disarray, really. I would say that.
Why would you say that?
Just it's disrespectful.
Age of
And
Aquarius.
it's the log lady was played by the wonderful Catherine Coulson, who was a long time Lynch acolyte and everything, and to turn that into this sexualized thing of
Wait a minute, James. Didn't I hear the other day? I think I sent you a thing, and you sent me back a picture where Catherine Coulson was one of these two women that was getting whipped on the bed in these missing scenes for Eraserhead.
yeah, but that was deleted for obvious reasons because Lynch thought this is just too offensive, and
So don't make.
he's someone who's very, very careful about who he offends and when, and I respect that. But
Right.
this
The same
picture
as
as well.
he's similar to you in that regard.
Yeah, this picture here. Look, for instance, look. This is sick.
Oh my god.
I mean, having a child dressed up as Agent Cooper with a mobile phone or whatever he's got, a recording device, and then a little girl actually playing dead, wrapped
Yeah.
in plastic. I mean, that's mental.
I think those kids were actually forced to watch Twin Peaks in one sitting after this picture was taken.
These children should be taken immediately into care, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
I don't agree with that kind of thing. But it's happening ever more, really, within the Twin Peaks community. And yeah, all I'll say is I don't agree with it. And
If that's what goes on, in public, what goes on behind?
if you look at Shaolin Fan's tweets, she will agree with me. And this is when we were massive, actually. Just look, if you go back to look at this.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
Verizon this was in Chicago.
Verizon.
We were on in the shop, me and Cameron.
Verizon.
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 That's the proper pronunciation, as you can see.
Right.
I mean, if you've reached this level of fame, where is there to go from there?
It's Verizon Premium wireless retailer.
Me and Cameron were at our peak then.
Yeah, peak shit.
No, peak like audience. Can you remember watching us back then, Millie?
No, I didn't.
See?
You having a laugh now?
And Millie is like a life.
When did you start watching me and Cameron then?
I think it wasn't you and Cameron. I think it was just Cameron.
Oh, James.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Hey, I'm here every week, my friend.
Oh, you mean, and then I came on it and appeared, and you thought, oh, who's this mental person?
No, I think Cameron mentioned you to me, and then I went and checked out your channel, and I'm still here, so go easy.
I know. I appreciate you coming on now as well. This just as a, especially with Josh coming on as well, even though he's acting up a bit at the moment, but
Not
for
true.
some reason. I mean, Josh, do you really find that funny at your age?
I don't know what you. I don't know what.
I think you're doing that with a button, and you're trying to blame it on them.
That's like really forced fake burps.
Yeah, it really is not. This is what happens when I have at least 11 Carlins.
Well, anyway, if you look back to this kind of time, I just wish we could go back to these kind of times where I remember everyone getting on really well, and then suddenly this kind of thing would kick off with, Shaolin Fan actually saying, James Woolley, who are spelt right, who are you to interpret anything I write? Foolish folly at faults, because they're all hidden. And that's a reference to her not sending me any recent candid pics. They're all hidden. And then the Twin Peaks Festival in the US had to chime in with he's king of the douche waffles. Such a sad little boy. And they literally will not forget this. This was like 2016, right? That guy from that band that I did the video of previous, he said he was going to do an interview with me, and they went, oh, no, not with Coffee Time. I mean, can you imagine how that makes me feel?
I think it makes you feel really good.
No, it doesn't.
Can
I don't
I
like
say-
having that kind of notoriety.
I've also had a run-in with Sherilyn online because
In what way?
when they, it was a bit of a not a very good moment for me, but when they announced the return, I said, how are they going to bring Donna back? How are they going to explain the way she looks, that she's been stung by bees? And Sherilyn said that was an awful thing to say and that I was a terrible person. So it's not just you, James.
Well, it's a bit
Accurate.
It's a bit like just sort of like it's a bit conformist kind of thing to do, because there's a million people who write stuff like that. So
Well, it's the same thing you said about Madonna earlier.
maybe within, like, you think, I don't know, some women think that they can all have like a laugh at other women and stuff, and I don't personally agree with that. I don't like women ganging up on other women, for instance.
Oh my
Celebrities. I've always had a lot of respect for Laura Flynn Boyle, and I always really quite fancied her in the original show when she went to Harold Smith's apartment and all that. And so, yeah. I understand how Shaolin, she was really sticking up for Laura Flynn Boyle, and you just have to take that, Millie, and say, I'm sorry. What I did was wrong, basically. So this is a picture, and I did that as well, basically. I said to her, I'm sorry, Shaolin. I don't mean to write this article where you were saying that everybody was getting paid more than you, or especially Carl McLaughlin. And then look at where it led to. Now we're like kind of
this was before
buddies.
though, right?
No, this was after.
And did you explain who you were?
Oh no, it was actually before. Sorry, I forgot. But the thing is, within Twin Peaks, there's no such thing as time, is there? So And if you look at her face there, she's like literally thinking, I think, yeah, I like English men. You know, like as in, yeah, he's no Johnny Depp, but well, sometimes you've just got to take what you can get.
I think you're reading a lot into that.
Well, I was stood next to her for at least 1 minute. So within that time, I think that I could pick up a lot of feelings through my mind and sensors in me.
Do you remember that encounter really well, or is it more like a sort of a blur in your memory?
It's quite intense now to think about it, because I was sort of like saying, can you take this photo of us? And this was before me having any particular iPhone. That was on a basic old camera, just digital one. So they had to take it before me and everything. And I really didn't think that she'd like kind of go, yeah, I'll take a photo with this guy, or, you know, this hunk, basically. Because she was coming down the stairs with no bouncer, no security, or anything.
Sorry, it was what? Coming down the stairs with what?
No bouncer. No one looking after her, I mean. So it's like she was just a normal person.
She is a
normal
normal
person. That she's like a massive Hollywood star. And I was there.
She's not a massive Hollywood star.
Well, she was. Once.
Okay.
When she was in Twin Peaks, mainly. And Boxing Helena was a massive Hollywood hit. I think you'll find. Many people are a massive fan of that, especially on Laserdisc. Did you see us recently when we actually, Mandela Man suggested that we do a live viewing of Cameron's Laserdisc of Boxing Helena in support of Julian Sands being missing, which some people may have thought was a little bit, perhaps, strange kind of.
I don't know why.
But I think it's fine. I think it's completely acceptable.
I think it's a good idea.
Has anybody here ever met Carl McLaughlin? Ashton, no, I've not. No.
No, but I have been spoken to by him via Twitter.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah. Do tell.
Well, this was actually pre me being on this show, actually, as a matter of fact. So basically, my cousin is a fan of Twin Peaks also. And she, for my birthday, got in touch with Carl McLaughlin over Twitter and asked him to wish me a happy birthday.
Oh, that's so cool.
And he said, I'm not going to fucking do that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Really? He had such a kind of a...
He was very angry about it. He was angry about it, but then he said, all right. He said, happy birthday, cousin Josh, is what he said.
But he doesn't come across as that angry, so I don't understand where that...
He doesn't come across as that. I think he was getting in character for Mr. C at the time, so...
I hope so.
You sure it wasn't because you wouldn't pay him any money to do it?
It might have been a bit of it, yeah, but... You know.
All right, well... Josh, have you watched anything notably recently, including films like...
I watched Run last night. I actually enjoyed that. I watched...
Run? What's Run?
Run's on Netflix with Sarah Paulson in it.
Oh, okay.
I watched
a film or a series?
The film. I watched The Invitation.
Thanks for that one.
Oh,
right, yeah. That's a horror, isn't it?
It's more of a thriller. Drama thriller.
I'm probably thinking of The Initiation or something.
No, The Invitation. It's the thumbnail on Amazon is a guy with a beard. I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of films recently. One of the worst, if I can jump to one of the worst films I've seen in recent memory, I would say Speak No Evil. I thought was absolutely dog shit awful.
Oh, I bet.
I don't really know. Is that a horror? Or...
It's a horror. It's like a thriller horror. It's a Danish German, I think, something like that.
Shit.
But in English. So I think you should watch that one, James. You might enjoy it, but I thought it was fucking bad. What else have I seen?
Thanks.
I saw Barbarian.
Oh yeah.
That was fucking garbage, huh?
I loved it.
Really?
I did. I loved seeing one of the Skarsgårds get their head caved in by a tall woman with a tits out.
I thought that was the biggest waste of the movie.
I mean, you didn't really see much. Or did she rip his head in half or something?
Well, I've been walking around for like the past 2 weeks since I've seen it, saying "Baba, Baba."
Yeah.
So it stuck with me in some way.
Wow. I thought it was the shittiest movie of the year.
It's just too implausible. That's the problem with it. But
yeah,
I mean, this is
sense whatsoever.
They say the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. It's sort of so exaggerated, and possibly, but it is sort of believable on some level. Whereas this Barbarian is just from another world. It's just
no. It's not even that it's from another world. It's that it's meant to be grounded, but it's so fucking implausible. Like it's just
the reason Josh probably likes it is it's probably plausible in Morecambe and that area.
It's boring.
It's like the sort of myths you would hear around my neck of the woods. Actually, yeah. So.
I felt like it wasted Skarsgård. Like
it totally did. Yeah, but I was glad of that. Really.
The
film's basically almost 3 separate shorter films put together or something. It's just
but the fucking guy walks to the supermarket and comes back. Like this shit wasn't interesting at all. The way it was shot was interesting.
Filmed in 4:3 ratio, just for no reason, basically.
Yeah, it's the style.
Like, as in, that's just how the TV was back then. What is this real?
Bro,
he's supposed to have a baby with someone. Then they've had a baby with the baby of the baby of the baby.
Yeah, man. You know what?
Like, come on, how come the woman looks like she's probably 50 or something?
You know what my big problem with it was? There was an X-Files episode called Home, and that was a banned episode for a while. They don't ban it anymore, but it was about an incest family, and it was the same exact premise. They stole that.
That's a good episode.
This Derby was this in Derby?
Redid it.
No, it was somewhere in like backwoods America, but
called Home.
So what about TV shows? Have you not watched any of those?
What's the menu?
No, I haven't seen any TV shows recently.
Never really got into watching.
No, I can't be bothered.
Once again,
sorry. The one thing I am watching that's a TV show is actually The Last of Us at the minute.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, it's supposed to be decent for what it is. But have you? Can I just ask you if you've watched a film that some people might have overlooked in the last year or so, Top Gun Maverick? Which
I've not seen it.
You not watch it at all?
I've rewatched the Val Kilmer scene over and over and over again, but other than that, I've not seen it.
What are you really? You have watched that bit then?
Yeah,
somewhere. What, you found it on YouTube or something?
Can I get it up actually?
No, he doesn't talk. He doesn't talk in that way in it. That would be just insane and take the film just.
What? Get it up.
I mean, he just speak. He either types something on a screen or. The only really good things about the film are that it's filmed very well, all that kind of thing, and it does have a sort of some emotional aspect to it.
Mm.
So, but the thing is, when the planes are all flying around and things, he did
Yeah. Okay. Now, I don't know how much trouble I'm in right now, because I love St. Louis my whole life. I'm from LA.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to steal the number one top 100 cars.
70.
How am I doing?
97.
I think that was great.
If no one knows, this is Val Kilmer that you're listening to.
Yeah, that was just a scene from Top Gun Maverick, I believe.
It's pretty cool.
This is typical Josh, basically. Cruel humor. But the thing is, in
no,
it's not like that in Top Gun, though. He does speak very small, and then his character dies anyway. So
I think it was a voice actor.
Maybe, but they only say very few things in it, so it looks like it's coming out of his mouth. He could have rehearsed it a lot, so it didn't sound like that. Because I think that would have taken people out of the film too much.
I don't think so.
You don't want. I mean, there is a level of mild comedy to it, I think, which you seem to think is the most hilarious thing ever, but that's because you're sick in the head. So,
I'm not sick in the head.
You are mocking Val Kilmer's voice.
No.
This is why I think Chloe left, because he should be interviewing a female that has been around for a while, right?
No, don't. No, don't.
I know,
but
that side. I was just saying.
No, Millie's muted herself.
Josh, while you're here, what's happening in Artland? Your stuff is, and I genuinely mean sincerely, getting really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
Well, if I start talking about that on here, then James is going to get really upset with me, I think.
Sorry.
Well, how long are you going to be talking about it for?
No, that's only something. That's just something interesting.
Of course, I'm not bothered about you talking about it.
Well, it's going good. Yeah.
What's your newest tableau, my friend?
Well, I'm between two different. I'm in talks for two different commissions at the minute, but they're not. Neither of them have come to fruition yet. But one's looking more likely than the other at the minute. One's for a game, and I don't know what the game is, and the other's for, I think, just some private office building somewhere. But
that's cool.
But yeah, the Shining miniatures have they really got some traction, as people say.
Yeah, they're neat.
They're very impressive.
Well, James got very. He said, in his words, James said, these are his exact words. He said, "What the fuck are you doing making all these miniatures for? Why are you not out on the streets with the poleaxe of Morecambe pissing up the wall?" And I said, "What do you mean? Why would that be better than what I'm doing now?" And he said, "Well, I just think that's where you belong."
I think I remember that episode.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's a very cruel person, is James.
Yeah, I remember that.
Really, in reality.
I think I'm actually a very shy person.
Hey, man, you know my idea about like us making like a movie version of like a documentary about the books, like as if it's a real life thing. I think it would be cool to include like 4, 5, 6 a year, like reenactments in that form in those documentary. If we do a documentary like that, try to do that.
Reenactments of what?
Like reenactments of scenes from that we hear about in the Twin Peaks books,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You mean like Jackie Gleason?
Stuff like that, yeah, that we don't get to see on film. Yeah. That would be cool. Reenactments of like Margaret Lanterman and
her husband
Carl getting abducted. Maybe something like that. That'd be neat. It's really cool.
I think you could do a hopefully like a recreation of the scene with Freddy smashing the bob ball, and then film it in some new crazy ways. And people think this probably has been really directed by Lynch. And there's a lot of people out there. A lot of people out there would be saying, "I really wanted to see some deleted and extra scenes of this whole thing," And I don't know. You can just change it around to other people trying the glove on, and then say Hawk beating off Bob, then Lucy beating the bob ball up, and smashing it into the floor.
God.
With repeated, wrist actions and stuff.
I have this app, Dreams, for play, where you can recreate, game scenarios. Maybe I could create like reenactments of certain scenes from the book, and then you would have the other ones that are look like like police hired like a person to do like a model of it, you know.
If I actually paid you, could you make a recreation of Dougie's offices, the doors, where when Dougie walks into it and hits his head on it, and he's sort of like, and then he kind of reacts like, oh, I didn't expect that glass to be there. But then we could make it into like a long and much better sequence with like close-up shots of the reaction when he hits his head.
Well, I've been thinking for ages how to do something to.
Then also we could do the toilet scene, since you're into that kind of thing, toilets and bathrooms.
How about Jack Parsons in the desert doing the ritual that night before the egg birthed itself?
How about if we had Jack Parsons in a bathroom doing the ritual?
That'd be dope. Yeah.
I don't mean masturbating. I mean actually.
And the same UFO
opening up a crevice in time.
Same UFO comes down that was in the trailer park with Carl Rodden.
Like, you mean like through a glory hole?
But then, putting his cock through the glory hole crevice. But then, like me saying, "Oh, I'm getting old now. It's not getting hard, and it hurts."
Hurt?
Because of the foreskin being quite trapped, like a bit tight. If I try and pull it back,
you can get a medical procedure to help that.
Yeah, my brother had that. My brother was circumcised, and he's regretted it ever since. And he actually tries to still pull his skin back down over his penis all the time, which causes problems when he's trying to sell his illustration and stuff, and fiddling with his,
He's trying to pull it down, like as he's selling.
Yeah, he's saying, "I'm not Jewish, okay?"
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he's ginger, so he can't be Jewish.
He's got a ginger beard, which I've often criticised and said it looks shit. But I actually said that to him on Christmas Day, and then handed him like a razor. I bought him a razor.
Oh my God.
And he said, "That's not a very nice present, is it?" And I said, "Well, maybe you deserve it for being such a bitch."
Yeah.
Tom Galvin. Yeah, your work, I've got to say, though, it really is. I mean, if Stanley Kubrick was here today and he saw it, he'd be like, "I want to do 100 takes through that doorway, into the bathroom with that woman getting out of them." But I'd have to get a miniature woman and do it like a model.
Well, he'd have to sort of start going digital then, wouldn't he?
They'd have to do one of Millie's models in there, like a miniature model, naked, coming out of the bath, and then she's. So I hope Millie would be up for that. And really, the thing with Kubrick, he said often, like, people kept saying, like, I do fucking 100 takes. The reality is I do about 30, but then the actors are such shitheads. They go behind the scenes afterwards and start telling everyone I made them do 100 takes when I only did 30. And they basically, they didn't want. They said to him, "Oh, I'm fine. And he's like, "No, you've been out all night or something. You're not taking this role seriously. Do me another take," and they basically would not admit to that. So instead of saying what the reality was on set and why he made them do 30 takes, they exaggerated it to the point where they said he made me do 100 takes. People like Jack Nicholson or Shelley Duvall, and in reality, they were out at night, carousing, drinking hard liquor, etc., just like Josh.
Yeah.
So he never really did Kubrick ever do 100 takes, 30 max. But he had to put up with a lot of actors who basically didn't take their job seriously. They were assholes. Just imagine, with like Jack Nicholson, he'd be like, "Hey, I want to go out in London town tonight. This film's really boring, making me really tense. Come on, I want to go out and have fun in my new corduroy red jacket," which you've actually got a replica of.
I did hear a story actually recently that's apparently true, that he Jack, I mean, was bored on set one day. This is a true story. And it was all quiet. And I think they'd just done a scene and it was winding down. And Stanley, I think Kubrick yelled cut. And then Jack said...
He definitely said cut.
And then Jack Nicholson said... he said something like... well, Stanley, now I'm going to fuck Shelley. That's what he said. Apparently he was going to fuck Shelley. Which I think is not the best thing to say.
That's sounds like he was taking his character a bit too, taking it home with him, rather than, putting a line between what he was doing on set and then what was happening.
That's a true story.
Where did you hear that?
I think I heard it on a podcast with somebody who was, I think it was either the second AD or the camera operator. I can't remember. I'll link it. It's on Spotify. I'll send you it, but you'll have to root through it but you should listen to them all. It's very interesting. The ones about The Shining anyway, and you'll find what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to save up for that book.
You should save up for that book, and you're gonna have to send it to me.
Yeah, I'll save up for it, and then
there's a bomb about to go off
before I've even read it. Really.
Or somebody's setting their the timer on the.
Mandela Man's got
a microwave or something.
Controlled explosive device going off in his room. It's like one of those robots searching for things. No, I mean, that's obviously Nicholson being just acting anyway, isn't it? But were they not in relationships with anyone else at the time?
Yeah, he was with Angelica Houston, and she'd just broken up with Ringo Starr.
Well, if he was in a relationship with Angelica Houston, then it seems fairly unlikely that that was going to happen, surely.
What was that noise just then?
There's no way of knowing because Mandela Man's just probably locked himself out of his bedroom, which has got like a security control pad on it because of all the hidden theories and deep state information that's going on in there. So, but now he can't get back in.
Yeah.
It's a problem we all have. I've had it, I've locked myself out of my flat before.
Yeah.
And
James, can I just ask about, well, not ask, more sort of say that the cardboard backing of Twin Peaks that you have taped up to your picture frame.
You mean the one with Laura's picture?
It's just beyond like anything you've done before. Like that's just fucking insane.
Are you joking now? I've done stuff that's far more.
And the weirdest thing you did actually was draw a childlike picture on an Amazon box and stick that up.
Yeah. Well, you should see funny pictures done by children and stuff. Like I had one by my nephew, and you said it was nightmarish. It's actually a really good colour thing. But Cameron's son, who he calls Mr. C, does do some really good drawings. Honestly, they're very good for his age.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising just how much children can pick up on things. It's the challenge of getting them to continue that.
Yeah. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls.
Ashton says it makes her not like Jack Nicholson even more. I remember a lot of people, like when I was working in Blockbuster even, I mean, this is a while ago, but and they would just sort of announce like, oh yeah, I don't really like Jack Nicholson, particularly women. And so it's sort of like, I'm thinking, I'm just doing a job here, like renting out films, and they want to start declaring that they don't like Jack Nicholson. Like, why? But there's obviously just something about him.
No, I know a lot of women that do like him, like sexually, like attracted to him.
Yeah, particularly in The Irishman.
The Irishman.
Not The Irishman. The Departed. I mean, sorry, when he's in the cinema with the dildo. They're like,
oh, that is great. Yeah.
No, I think he is obviously, but I think he's got a certain thing about him, his manner. Some find him a bit sleazy or something, don't they?
Yeah.
It's a bit kind of on the edge of between being like seductive and then being.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It was probably like the 90s era as well, and after that, like when he did Wolf. Like in Wolf, he was still sort of a leading man, and quite supposed to have a sort of certain attractiveness about him, but even though he was kind of a bit older already. But some people, that film is probably underrated, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Some people, like at the time, they probably thought it was a bit cheesy or a bit too slick, but it's actually well done for what it is.
Yes.
I think it's the sort of thing now that we're lacking with films and stuff. It's actually, if you look at Top Gun Maverick, it almost looks like it could be part of like a Top Gun series. The way it's, and apart from the fact that they're obviously flying real planes and the cinematography and everything is really well done, it's just got that kind of digital sheen of everything that a lot of things seem to have now.
When I just went to get water,
was that you with that beeping that we thought we'd like lock yourself out?
Yeah, my alarm went off when I left the room. I was looking at the beginning of the football game, and boy, the propaganda that they're like a Johnny Cash, I hate America, it's a poem, and then at the end of it, he's like, well, I'm just joking, I actually like America. Like some shit.
Who said this?
Johnny Cash.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was just really schmaltzy propaganda.
You mean like an old
football game,
an old clip?
Just it. Ridiculous.
Yeah, we probably do need like a woman's perspective on it, Mandela. Pimpernel, as you say, it's just a question of finding someone. That's the thing, because it would have been easy if it was back in, say, 2017 to try and find somebody, and in particular a female, because there's the hype around Twin Peaks, etc. So I'll just have to make more effort into really searching through different avenues. So we'll see. But maybe it'd be better if I was just more open to anyone coming on, whatever sex, and they obviously they don't have to be limited to just talking about Twin Peaks. So anyway, I think I'll draw this one to a close tonight because we've been on 3 hours, and the other one was over an hour. So
nice to make your acquaintance for just a few minutes there, Melly.
And likewise, thank you for having me on, James.
Well, we can always, I'll see you in the week as well, Mandela, and thank you again, Milia. Obviously, glad you and Josh have managed to talk about your crafts together. Just you never know, there might be something you could do together.
Oh, I think he's surpassed me now.
No, they don't say that. It's not like everyone's in a competition. It's not like you're
it
back
is a competition. 100%, it's a competition.
Art class when you were, 15 or something. It's just, and people would get angry in the art class, like just because one person was getting like the best. They've done the best painting in the class. Like sometimes I got that. I'm not boasting or anything, but it's kind of ridiculous because everybody should be encouraged, shouldn't they?
Well,
you're actually pretty good too, James. When are you going to pick up your art again?
Well, I don't know. I should do it any time, but I think
you really should. Be therapeutic for you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Anyway, all right. Well, we'll head off now for tonight.
Yeah,
thank you everyone for coming in.
Your jobs are bomb, Millie.
Thank you.
You should collaborate with, like, have Josh make a Twin Peaks tableau and then have your angel, like, coming down in it.
I am doing a little Twin Peaks thing at the minute, but I don't know if it's meant to be a secret, but I'll share it when I can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Josh, she says, can you be a part of it as well, Josh? So,
Yeah, Josh, it'd be cool if you made like a Twin Peaks tableau.
basically, she wants you to make another toilet. The one
where
where Hawk,
like your ground characters are looking up at like her angel characters coming down in it, or something like that. Like where, or maybe
Can you make another toilet like the one where Hawk finds the thing behind the door and then rips the door off?
just a collaboration of the two different
And
stuff.
find some nude photos of Sarah Palmer behind her.
Oh, James, you always have to bring the tone down. Bringing it
Do you
down.
not remember that scene? Clearly, I saw a different show. I think. But you're on solo layout now, Josh. So make the most of it.
What's that?
This is
Why have
because
you done
Ashton,
that? What have you done this
Ashton
for?
in here. She said you look like James Nesbitt or something.
Jimmy Nesbitt?
Not James Nesbitt. That Scottish actor.
James McAvoy.
Actor. I can't speak. I think I was genuinely having a mild stroke there. Oh,
yeah, no, I'll make I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll make something at some point and I'll send it to Millie. That way I can get Millie's
what
address and I'll fly out to Australia to see it.
Well, no, what I mean is like you make a tableau. Maybe you make the human characters, and she makes the lodge characters, and they interact in the tableau, or she makes the angel and you make the people, or something like that, where it's all in one tableau together.
Yeah. Josh is the perfect collaborator.
Yeah, like a collab.
He could do the score. He's a very talented musician.
There you go.
And a good writer.
Sexy.
Well, we need
and a very talened artist. And you look okay.
Do you
you're sexy. That's not true at all.
Why not?
Well, I mean,
why
I'm
not?
a man. I don't find you sexy. If I did, surely you'd
think
I was.
Come on, you do.
I was gay.
Beard's a good look.
I have nothing against people being gay, just as long as they don't do it right with me, okay?
That sounds very not okay, like homophobic almost.
Yeah.
So,
do you ever think?
I was in Wentworth prison for 20 years.
You ever think of animating the tableau? Stuff like that?
I used to want to animate when I was a kid, but I don't think I'm very good at it. So I think Millie's the better bet for animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean if I could see an angel coming down like into like your lodge tableau or something like that, and it was animated, that would be so bomb. So cool, We need a stop motion animator to do that.
Well, Millie's a stop motion animator.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
How come I haven't seen her? Do you got stop motion work on YouTube, Millie?
I don't know if it's public, but I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah, cool. I'd like to see it. Yeah.
That's a great angle.
I've missed that.
He looked like the detective from Inland Empire there with that angle.
He looks like a
the lady's taking a screwdriver out of her belly. Yeah, that's exactly the look right there.
He looks like Lobot from The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, whoa.
I think I look like a very nice person. As opposed to you. You just look like a pretty person.
James,
you think you can just blind people with like being pretty?
I'm not. This isn't.
Probably think that you're like one of the prettiest boys in town.
He is quite a handsome gentleman.
Prettier than most of the girls from Adelaide.
Millie's not in Adelaide.
Queensland.
Yeah.
Oh
no,
wow.
She's not in Queensland either, is she? She's in Victoria.
Queen of Hearts, Victoria.
Right.
I am in Victoria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, yeah. I've never watched any anime Phantom Cooper, so I can't really say. Sorry,
How's
I've missed out.
the lockdown message going there?
Do you like anime, Millie? That's our last question, I think.
Yeah.
Phantom Cooper.
Yeah, I actually do.
How's the lockdown going on down there?
It's all pretty normal. There's still some mandates, but yeah, we're free.
Mandates?
Yeah.
Can you actually buy mandate?
No.
Well, maybe try and find it because they'll get some company to, bring it in, and then it'll be massive. I can imagine there'll be a lot of men just wanting to get the mandate on to when they've been working out all day in the bush.
To repel all the women.
No, if you're working all day in the bush, clearing bush, or
what?
getting sorting out the chooks or whatever they're called. Chooks. I mean.
What?
That's what you call chickens there.
Yeah,
chooks. Call them chooks, not like I hope chook. I hope me chook.
Yeah, that's what John Lennon says at the end of that song. Chook, 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 chook.
Ah, the walrus.
The walrus.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was inspired by Australian chickens. This is
it's plausible.
It's clutching at straws now. But man up with mandate pimping X. Yeah, I'll tell Vin all about this video because he can watch the end of it quite a lot, I imagine. So. He's got Josh on screen quite a bit because Vin's sort of gone a bit. What do you call it? Like
AWOL.
Off the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's living like the Unabomber at the moment, writing another book. I couldn't understand how he could write a book that was like 800 pages or something. I don't know if it was literally all his own writing or what. But
I read it. Yeah, I read it.
You read the entire thing? What?
Yeah. The Ted Kaczynski manifesto? Yeah. I read
Not that. I'm talking about... No, I'm talking about Vin's thing.
Oh, no.
Vin is a geoeconomist.
Is he now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Vin was writing all about
Lancaster and Morecambe areas. The geoeconomy of those areas. And the problem of urinating Polacks on Morecambe Bay.
Polacks?
Well, Polish people. Something like that. Anyway, I'm gonna have to end it.
Right, it's been nice to talk to you, Ben.
Okay.
Nice to see you. I like the beard. I like the greyness. It's all good.
What, me?
Millie.
Good to see you again, bro.
Yeah, and Millie, it's been great chatting to you, and I like your face.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Well, you can't really see her face at the moment, can you?
No, I saw it before.
No, it was a flash.
Well, you paused the image at that point and just left.
I've got it.
Will do.
It's now my desktop.
I will do on repeat. Viewing, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, anyway, for tuning in, and see you at the Double R, or possibly amongst the trees.
Or the Double D.
Yes.
Toodaloo, everyone.
Having that one.
Bye for now, and
Later.
lots of luck.